live as promised. Right in that sweet 9 o'clock hour. Ooh yeah.
Ding. Yeah,
Oh my goodness. Hello everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's 9 o'clock. So it must be time for Indie Vault. Um,
we are live.
we are
We're
live,
live. Yes.
and let's see. Let's see here. Okay. Oops. All right. And then we have
It's
let's
a
see.
show, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Take a seat.
A very packed show tonight. We got some questions we're gonna put up. Yep, those questions are back. Got some questions from this weekend. Got some questions. We're live right now on Indie Vote Radio. Good night, everyone. I know it's not
Good
good
evening,
night.
good morning, good afternoon.
Yeah,
Welcome on in.
yeah. Hello,
Hey,
Eric,
it's Eric.
Mr. Dreaded Dinosaur.
How's it going?
All
Hey,
right.
you've got your. He's been working to get his room all set up. Um, Now we just got to get him a new chair. But before we got to get Randy a new chair before we get Eric a new chair.
Did you guys hear the sound effect? Did that come through?
No.
Try it again.
Do you use a sound effect?
Nothing, huh?
No,
Shit.
no. Is it your roar?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it to
Yeah,
play through whenever I pop in the video, but
it's very hard to do that. Very hard to do that. I've tried. I've tried. I have to actually have it piped out of my speakers and hope my mic picks it up.
really.
Yeah. So when I do stuff like
So I can hear it in my headset.
yeah, right. You have to set the that up to come out of your speakers, and then open your mic. So it'll sound a little grainy, not the best, but yeah.
Right.
So I want to thank everybody for joining us. Hello in the comments. Larry's in the comment section. I'm Larry B. Birds, God's gift to comics. 6 year new with the comic industry, arrogant, cocky, and pompous young man. Dave the Supreme says, hello, everyone. Hello. Eric's got a Pop Tart. That's what he's reduced to eating now. They are they apparently run out of meat in the household. And,
Oh, no.
I want to poach for deer soon, man. There's enough deers walking around here that I
Yep.
can just.
Dang.
I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat. Trust me. So we got questions lined up. We got some guests coming in. We're gonna roll the intro and get right into it. We're gonna talk comic books tonight in this lovely, crazy comic book industry. Right
Crazy.
after this sweet jump. I got it. Here we go.
Sweet opening.
Good
Made it,
stuff.
made it through.
Yeah, made it through. So yeah, everyone, how's everyone else out there today? I hope you're all doing well. Hope that you're all staying healthy and happy, and you haven't decided to divorce your loved one or your spouse, whoever.
Or beat your
Yeah,
kid too hard.
yeah, because right now you're probably finding out exactly who that person is that you married. um,
You could always go out in public, violate social distancing, and have the police arrest you from being less than 6 feet away from your spouse. So,
oh yeah. They can come and get me.
And fine you $1,000.
yeah.
Hasn't
New
gotten
revenue stream.
Hasn't gotten that bad here yet. Hello, everybody out there. My name is Varian Grant, co-owner of Last Call Comics. Been so for the last 8 years and founder of Indie Vault Media LLC. Started making comics way back in 2008. You guys remember 2008? Good year. We can go out in gatherings and everything. It was really cool. First book I ever published was a black and white interior action comedy called Sirens. I'm a father, husband, geek, creator, publisher, reluctant taxpayer, sensitivity reader. Listen, I am the premier sensitivity reader. Okay, the premier, and an artist. Shamefully, not in that order. And you're watching Indie Vote Live tonight. I'm joined by, as always, Lola, and of course, Mr. Randy Zimmerman. We got Eric, the dreaded dinosaur. But Randy, introduce yourself first, and we'll move it to Eric.
Hey, everybody. I'm Randy Zimmerman. I've been in alternative and independent comics for many decades. Arrow Comics, Caliber Comics, Massive Comics, Weeby Comics, and a lot of freelance work. I've done just about everything in this industry. that you can imagine. So right now I'm an award-winning commercial and graphic artist, most of which entails doing sequential art for advertising and other educational purposes. So I'm back here at working in the comics market and doing the Zim Geek channel that's over on YouTube. So that about sums it up.
Excellent, excellent. And of course, we got dreaded Dinosaur with us, Mr. Eric Hodson. Kind of looks like a dinosaur. He's starting to he's sounding like a dinosaur. What's going on, Eric?
Oh, not much. That's right. I am Eric Hodson, the dreaded dinosaur, and I am the creator of Dreaded Dinosaur Man, which you can check out on Webtoon with new episodes dropping soon. I'm also getting ready to work on a full comic book launching on Indiegogo this fall. You can see the cover art right there. And so just take your Webtoon, take your phone out, go to Webtoon, get the app on your phone, and subscribe to the Dreaded Dinosaur Man. You can also look at it on the browser like I'm doing here. It's a wonderful format, and I'm a veteran of the indie comic industry. Started out in 2005 with a little old black and white comic book called Melby Comics. I'm a touring artist. Well, I was a touring artist until something happened and all the conventions dried up. Strange how that worked out. Famous for my wrestling art and, of course, consummate wrestling fan, AEW. And, but hey, we're not here to talk wrestling. We're here to talk comics. Varian, what do you got for us?
Larry asked if we're doing open links tonight. We may, Larry. Ariel Diaz, hello, how are you? We are doing a bunch of stuff tonight. We got a guest coming in. She should be joining us soon. And then we are going to talk about some questions that I got up here. I'm going to bring them up too because we got L. Nolan in the house. L. Nolan sent a question in, and I believe he's listening to my radio tonight because he has a job where he is an essential worker and must be at his post. So he listens to us on the radio, but I think he'll be listening in. I'm doing something special tonight too. I'm also trying to do a simulcast. I don't know if it works in a little bit, but I want to actually give a shout out to Indie Vote Radio right now, listening in on Indie Vote Radio. 2,257 people. We'll get that number up as the night goes on, I'm sure.
We've just begun. We appreciate each and every one of you.
That's right. You guys are awesome. We really appreciate it. And please keep listening. And don't forget to send in your questions and comments. There should be a link there on the app so you can go ahead and pop in and send us any questions that you have while we're on the air here. And then I'll make Randy read them. We're gonna dive into one question here, and it's directed toward me, but and I guess I'll expand on what I meant when I said it, and then I guess you guys can weigh in if I'm wrong or not. All right. What was it? Larry says, get me on if you do, and he says, so I can say hi to Ariel, my new favorite artist, better than Art Germ.
Whoa, Larry. Dropping some major salt there. Who's better than Art Germ?
He's Art Germ's making a lot of money.
Way to put somebody on a pedestal immediately.
We're gonna have to check. We gotta check your art out now, Ariel. You've been, the gauntlet's been thrown down. Let me see here. And let me see. I'm sorry. I'm responding to one of the guests.
You're responding to Derrick Foster?
I will be. Derrick Foster actually went in a little while ago, Randy, for your 2021 Flint show. Aaron's got that COVID. Listen at it.
Wait, you can hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Holy crap. You okay?
No, I have my cough button and I turned. It's supposed to be muting the mic.
You still have your lung in your body?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Had to suck it all. Okay, want me to mute you? I can mute you.
Yeah, mute me.
You're muted.
Don't freeze him though.
No, he's not for real. He's not for real. He's muted. He doesn't freeze anymore. He's got awesome internet now. So Derrick Foster actually wrote in because he wants to actually have you marry him and his soon-to-be wife in the 2021 FlintCon.
Oh, does he? Yeah, I was wondering who that was because I was growing my beard out.
Yeah.
And it's starting to get warm. I was thinking, man, if I can't figure out who that person is, I'm probably going to shave this sucker here pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, it's 2021, so you still got a whole another year.
Well, it takes a while to grow.
Yeah.
It's not like a chia pet that you can just water and it fluffs out. No, it takes a little bit.
He says, well, you want to read that, Randy?
Sure.
Eric, give me a nod. Oh, you okay? Yeah.
What?
Okay. So you want to read that, Randy?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hey guys, a few episodes back, Varian said something about the price of admission into the industry being too low. Could he expand a bit on what he means by that? What is the danger in having new and diverse voices in the art form? Derrick Foster.
Thanks for writing in first, Eric. And what I meant when I said new and that the price of admission in the industry is too low. When I got in, there was no crowdfunding. I'm not saying anything's wrong with crowdfunding. I think crowdfunding is a very important tool for putting out comics today. I've never utilized it because it just wasn't the way that I came in the industry. I had to save up money, put money where my mouth was at, and then make the comic, and better or worse, hope that it sold. And I think Eric and Randy had the same situation. Investors, when we had investors, because we wouldn't beg family and friends. And we got our guest.
Hey.
Yeah, we're gonna bring her in right now.
I'll bring her in.
Finally, some actual talent on this show.
Here
we go.
Nope, I just booted her. There she is.
Yeah, some actual talent in the show.
Emily Zelasko. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Real good.
Hello, Emily. She's in her art room. That's awesome.
Introduce yourself.
I am Emily Zelasko, and I do comics and illustrations.
That's awesome. And Emily's been around for a while. She's one of the few people at Comic-Con also that if you need something like tape or scissors or zip ties or a lighter, she has it. Even sewing needle and thread. She still have it.
MacGyver of Comic-Con.
Yeah. Go ask Emily. When no one has change, Emily has change.
Always.
Emily, thanks for joining us tonight. So we got
thanks for having me.
We got a question that came in from a guy here, and I was just going to expand on what I meant when I said the price of admission in the industry is a little bit too low. And what I meant by that, Derrick, when I said that was that I think that some people are getting in the industry and they don't have any. I don't want to use the indelicate term because I was told that was indelicate. I'm not going to say it.
What is indelicate? What was indelicate?
The phrase "skin in the game" is
skin
actually
in the game.
Yeah, is indelicate. And
why would that be indelicate?
Because it brings up like scalping and stuff. So I didn't want to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So See, so
now I understand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It doesn't even make sense. Well, it's. I want to. They don't have anything. They don't have any. They don't have a dog in the fight. Oh, not he was gonna come after me.
Dog in the fight. Is that thunder?
That's somebody. Yeah, somebody has some thunder. Ooh.
Yeah, over here.
Yeah. So that's what I meant when I said that. I no problem with anybody crowdfunding. I love people who crowdfund. I love people who successfully crowdfund. I just think that some people get in now and they just don't really care about this industry. They care about making a quick buck, putting out a trash product, and then leaving. It's like they're a virus. They come in, they infect. They don't care what they destroy in their wake because they don't really care about them. They have no plans to be in this industry for longer than it takes them to get that Netflix deal or that that movie, and then they're gone. So yeah, that's what I mean by that. You guys want to talk about that? Want to tell me I'm wrong?
Eric, you want to take it?
Sure. I mean, when you put it that way, there is definitely those people. Like if you look at some of the editors and writers working for some of the big companies, they're clearly just there so they can get a screenwriting gig.
That's standards
somewhere
and
else.
practices, by the way, asking Emily why she's on our show. Are you sure you want to be with those crazies?
So yeah, but the one thing that I do like is we still kind of have a free market. So even if people are getting into the business, relatively easy to make a comic book, easy to I say easy, but it's not, it's in comparison to making an actual movie, TV show, it is a lot easier. If they're using it as a stepping stone, because we have a free market, people can decide. So if it's, it's a trash book, people won't buy it, and then maybe it'll die on the vine. When we get to the point, if we get to the point where that stops happening, then we're in trouble.
Yeah. Emily, you want to weigh in on that too at all? Because have you crowdfunded a book yet?
I have not. I'm working on one that I was playing with the idea of maybe kickstarting it when it's done. So is the question here that it's too easy to make content or to get it published?
Pop that question back up.
I'll put it back up. Hold on 1 second. I will put it back up.
You knocked it down.
Yeah, my fault. I'm sorry. I hit the. When I said the price of admission was a little bit too low, because I just feel like some people. My belief was that some people just come in the industry. They went to go see Spider-Man on the big screen. They're like, man, I want to make a movie. Oh, I got a superhero story I could tell. And it used to be where Randy, his generation, they had to get maybe a grand or two up, Randy.
My generation.
Oh,
no. Back during my days, we had to print comics that we made ourselves off the mimeograph machine. They come out looking blue. We ran to what they used to call a print shop, a Kinko's, and beg them to run off copies of the comic that we would then staple together and run around, usually selling them. Hopefully, if your local retailer wouldn't take them, then the music stores would take them. And they were cheap looking things and real amateurish, and we did that in order to try to just do comics, because back then you just wanted to do the art form, because that's it was kind of what you had to do. Then if you were lucky and you got yourself involved with a publisher or somebody who had some actual money, or you had some actual money, then you could probably print back during the 80s a black and white comic.
Right.
And there were a lot of really awesome, black and white comics out back during those days. Somebody's really getting the thunder right now. But before that, even if you didn't have the money, you would do ash cans, which were 8.5 by 11 pieces like typing paper that were folded and then stapled in the spine. Little like half-size books. I don't know how many people even see those around anymore. I've got a few examples here. But if you weren't doing fanzine work or APA work, which is an amateur press association, where a group of people would just get together with a few pages and everybody would staple, everybody would make like 50 copies of their work at the local mimeograph machine or the copy shop and send them all into a central mailer who'd sit there and staple them all together and then mail them back to everybody.
All right, so I got a question.
That's really how fandom started.
I have a question.
In the letters pages. Huh?
I have a question real quick.
Sure.
What I meant by my question, though, when I said that, is that, okay, so your first book, Randy, Spank the Monkey, on the comics market.
Yeah, that wasn't my first book.
We'll go to this one. This one, where'd you get this printed at? You remember?
Yeah, that was printed at Printing Press and Litho.
Okay.
They're the same people who printed Cerebus and had been printing comics. They printed the From Hell graphic novel.
About how much does this cost to get printed? And I don't
remember the exact cost, but it's got a newsprint. It's got a newsprint cover on it. It's only 2 color. It's black and white interior. So it probably cost us between 10 and maybe 8 to 10 cents a unit.
All right, but was there a minimum cost? Minimum amount you had to get?
Probably $2,000.
All right, so you had to pay a bit of money to get those all printed.
Yeah.
Now I can go print as little as 25 copies.
Right.
And buy a table and be set up at Comic-Con.
At a print-on-demand printer, yeah.
Right. Now, Emily, you've been doing comics for a while too. I've got a couple of your books behind me, as a matter of fact. And you do print on demand too, as well.
Right.
But you've been in this for a while, and you're thinking about crowdfunding now. How do you feel about it? Do you think anybody jumps in just for a quick buck? Have you seen anybody who's done that? And by the way, real quick too, what city are you in?
I'm in Lincoln Park.
So that's probably headed
Yeah.
this way then.
If it's too distracting, let me
No,
know. And I don't know. There's not
Could
much
you
I can
please
do.
mute your weather patterns, please?
Yeah. So,
Hey, we're gonna go out the door. No, it's fine. It's fine.
but
I
you're asking if it's too easy to make a quick buck with comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, because even like a bad comic, I say that carefully. Even like a bad comic and a bad book still takes like a lot of time and effort to make.
Well.
So I don't.
Yeah. I gotta say, I disagree with the whole quick buck
You
in
think so?
comics.
Yeah. But so there's a lot of, you might think, it's an easy thing to do because you just got to make it. But then you realize making it's kind of the hard, tedious, and I'm sure there's a lot to learn, especially if you've done this. If this is the first time you've done it, there's a lot to learn.
Mhm.
So the cost of making the comic might be feasible, but the actual work is always, I think that's a little complicated. I think it would weed some people out. Obviously, it doesn't weed everybody out because we see a whole lot of comics and we see a variety of good and not so great comics. And but I think what also would filter those people out too, is are they willing to do the next issue and stick with it? And do people like their content? Are they willing to spend money on that a second time and things like that? If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense too.
Okay.
And especially because I just feel like a lot of times, like we've had some things that happened recently in our industry, and people did not know about it. They're like, "Oh, I don't do any of the drama." I'm like, "That's not drama. That's like there are so many people who don't even know that Diamonds closed up shop. Like they don't know. They're like, "What? Yeah, man, Diamonds. Oh, what did anybody tell me? Have you not?" Oh, I don't do any of that comic book drama.
I hope that wasn't a retailer.
No, it wasn't. Oh, thank God it wasn't retail.
Yeah.
Rob says, so Kate, besides stealing my gimmick with his trolls, girl wants to make friends with comics. And then he says, Ralph says, not too many even have a need for publisher or distributor to get their book out.
Not anymore. No. Yeah.
Cut off MX, who has Pinky in the Brain, says absolutely nothing. There's nothing there. I'm sorry. No.
He's got nothing to say.
You might have put an emoji there and it won't show the emoji.
That's Pinky in the Brain, so he's got some style.
Yeah. It's more tech savvy now. Those with tech savviness now have an inside track where that was not really the case back then. Yeah. I mean, look at us all now. We're all like social media personalities. Which is weird because, like, some of us have no personality at all. But it's
and
weird.
Faces made for radio.
Emily, have you found yourself like doing a lot more like live drawing streams since the recent situation in the world changed, or is it pretty much the same for you? Yeah.
I've been doing the more live drawing streams, particularly for some friends of mine that have kids that like to watch it, and I guess it's sort of babysitting for them for an hour a day. But it's welcome for anybody to join. It's just turned into a kid thing.
You got to charge them.
Yeah.
If you're babysitting, you got to charge them. Are we getting gray now? Oh, we're getting gray. Great. So we're gonna have Thor in stereo now. It's gonna be great. I'll start getting flashes of lightning. You guys will see it here though.
Everybody will know how far away you are from each other.
Yeah.
I'm up here close to Flint, so the whole bank is down to the south of you for right now, or to the south of me right now.
And I'm smack dab in the middle in Grosse Pointe.
Yeah.
You are in the poop, as they say.
They made a movie about your city.
They made a number of movies about my city.
Or
are you talking about Eric Grosse Pointe?
Yeah.
Grosse Pointe Blank.
Yeah. And there's a whole band dedicated to Emily City. So.
Yeah.
I always thought that was like they should have been a local band from Lincoln Park, but that's why they chose that name. They said no matter where they went, they'd be local.
Instead, you get ICP. Anyway.
Yeah. Look, everything. All right, here we go.
Who said what? What? What's wrong with that?
Lola said what's wrong with that. She's a big.
Nothing wrong with that.
What do we want? Our L. Nolan question or our J. Rock question?
Doesn't matter. Just feed it.
Roll the dice.
All right.
Just don't spin the wheel again.
I'll get the I'll get the horribly spicy one from J Rock, who's a first time writer, I believe. Randy, go ahead.
Emily, you've seen this show before, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you know that things are. Our show is rated TVMA DLSV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. I'm just giving you a heads up, just in case. All of a sudden, we're starting talking about something. Emily disappeared. That's enough of this shit.
Go ahead, Randy. Read that.
I wouldn't take my wife to a Comic Con for the world. Really? The whole GD field is filled with sexual deviants. Men. Oh, evil men who can't keep their pants up. And women who can't keep their legs closed. You want a happy marriage? Don't take your spouse to comic conventions. J Rock.
I'd have to say that bringing my wife to Comic Cons has improved our marriage because now she's an anime fan.
Does J Rock go to Comic Con?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess so.
Apparently he does. He's got a big opinion of them.
Yeah,
They're filled with sexual deviants. Men who can't keep their pants up. Women who can't keep their legs closed.
Wow. And Larry asked a good question.
Right.
Where are these so-called girls who don't close their legs? Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. Yeah,
They're a little harder to find than what they were 10 years ago, Larry. I can tell you that.
There are problems, but it also depends on the type of spouse or girlfriend, boyfriend that you have. Obviously, if you know that person's got a wandering eye, that's somebody you don't want to take to the con just because. Especially if she's already told you her dream is to meet and make out with Jason Momoa. Why would you take her around Jason Momoa? You know what's gonna happen. Not that Jason will be interested in it. I'm just saying,
I tell you, if Jason Momoa were ever to do a local con, my wife might actually go back to one.
Yeah. Emily, as a female,
I want to know why J Rock goes to conventions.
Yeah, J Rock, messages if you're watching live.
He must enjoy the sexual deviance and the men who can't keep their pants up. I want to see that.
Emily, as a female,
well, I don't really want to see that. No. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. But
as a female who's talented, you do a ton of artwork. So you're not just at the show to just sit at the table. Have you witnessed any of that? Have you witnessed like the sexual deviancy of the cons? I've seen some things, but
I've seen a lot of things.
I never it wasn't until this year where I realized how widespread it could be in certain shows in a certain areas. Have you witnessed anything? Has anybody ever made you feel? Has anybody ever made a passage that made you feel uncomfortable at all?
That's God with his input right now.
Yeah,
I think maybe I've just been fortunate, but my experiences have been good at cons. I'm usually just behind the table, and I'm usually wearing clothes like this, so I'm not necessarily inviting either.
Yeah.
Not that that's an invitation for people to impose, but that could be part of it. If you want to talk about sexual, people, usually people I see walking by the table and such, they're all fine. I haven't seen any abusive situations or anything like that.
I've seen guys flirt with girls. I'll tell you this. I took I don't think I had been with my wife for a year, and I went to a gathering of artists. And one of the artists came right over, plopped down, and started flirting with my girlfriend. It wasn't my wife yet. They started flirting with her, right? And I'm like, what? Okay, but it's like I'm looking like, first of all, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's my wife, my girlfriend, and also you're married with children. What are you doing? So it's one of those things where you just. That's kind of weird, but we deal with it. And Randy told me 10 years ago it was a lot worse. He said 10 years ago, or even when he was
10, 20.
Yeah,
Even 30 years ago, it was a lot worse. But again, you have to look at the context of what the comic market was and how fandom sprung up, the origins of comic fandom, and how once the direct market started up, how narrow the demographic became of the people that they were producing comics for. So there were a number of conventions that were very misogynistic. They were very adult oriented. You hardly saw any kids at shows for years. You hardly saw any females at shows unless they were what they call booth babes, or dressed as somebody's character. Or if they were there, you would get the occasional one that was there that was into ElfQuest or Sandman, and those were rare, almost like unicorns. And all the guys there were like going, who's she? Who's she with? Is she with somebody? Or it was somebody's girlfriend that was dragged to the show against their will by their boyfriend. And you could always see that too, because you could see the expression on their face. It turned down, turned up, look, the scowl. Why am I here? I don't want to be here.
Are we done yet? Can we leave now?
Yeah, can we leave now? We need to go. You promised me you'd take me shopping. You know, that kind of attitude. And that has slowly, well, to me, from my perspective, it has slowly changed and evolved into a lot better, lot friendlier, more family-oriented fare. I mean, even if you go back through the history of Motor City used to have what they called Fantasy Isle, where they had porn stars lined up on both sides, right in the middle of what would be Artist Alley.
Lord bless them.
Just selling their stuff, Playboy bunnies and adult film stars and all that, just right there, right out in the open. And that, you know, that quickly went away once they realized that they really needed to grow up, mature, I guess the proper word would be, and start aiming their content more towards a family-oriented show.
Boo! I seen Tiffany Taylor there, and I want to go up to her and say, "Hi, listen, I have several of your pictures on my computer saved, and you don't understand." No, I didn't, but I was in shock. I just stood back and just watched her like this.
Well, I think there's a time and a place for everything, and that there should definitely be, because the adult shows tend to usually invite more underground material, and the adult shows now, at least in this area, are few and far between. You'll catch a couple of them in Vegas every year. I think there's a couple of shows in Vegas, but Vegas is more of an adult venue anyway.
Yeah,
you know, as opposed to family friendly.
Here's our next question from L. Nolan.
L. Nolan, our friend. The mainstream is going to have to deal with how to go forward. I think indie comics will be just fine. Indie comics never relied on monopolistic distribution systems and stores that rejected them. L. Nolan, thanks for writing in, L. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. We appreciate everybody who writes in their opinion. But and yeah, to an extent, you're 100% on target. Mainstream's going to have to deal with how to go forward. Is Diamond going to come back? We don't know. Is Penguin Random House going to pick up distribution? We don't know. Is DC and Marvel suddenly going to decide to distribute themselves? We don't know. Is DC going to keep publishing? We don't know, because they just gave the hashtag pencils down today or the day before to most of their line.
Yeah.
So
they
we don't know. But
they postponed Black Label and 5G, right?
They didn't close them. They just told everybody to stop working.
So
whether they're going to revise them or what, hopefully 5G is not going to materialize.
Yeah.
I keep hoping that was one of the things rumored to involve Dan Didio's dismissal.
I don't think the indie comics needs indie comics seems to always find a way to get around whatever hurdles been placed in front of it.
Oh, I think it's the art form in general. It's not just indie comics. It's sequential art as an art form. Always finds a way around the hurdle. That's why comic history it's such a real fascinating subject, because you see these guys, you see the corporation and the money come in, and they treat these artists and the really creative people like the scum of the earth, like cogs and the dirt below their heel. And every time somebody gets screwed or they're being screwed, somebody either they or somebody they know figures out a way to get around that, and the art form evolves.
Trico's is Emily Zelasko. Well, I think to El Nolan's point though is that indie comics only fine because a lot of us didn't get locked into distribution deals of I got to get this amount of books done. I got to it's really easy to get addicted to.
Well, I'm not privy to the exclusive contracts, but I would sincerely wonder if they're going to hold up after this.
Like, I mean, okay, here's the thing, and it's not that I don't care because I love comics, but Emily, Eric, comic shops are closing. It's sad. We all know that. I don't want to see anybody lose their livelihood. I don't want to see anybody's dreams crushed or anything. But how does that affect your ability to sell comics or make art?
Hasn't affected me at all. Maybe it affects future me looking for a way to distribute my book and put them in local comic shops, but that may be a moot point at this. With the growth and success of crowdfunding, it's become a social norm in our community that comics are crowdfunded on Indiegogo and Kickstarter. And back to what Randy said about the medium, the sequential art medium, looking for a way to survive. I think we typically think of, like how you thought of indie comics right off the bat, as being the ones that find a way to survive. That's simply because we're the most passionate, like organically passionate about the medium. But yeah, because corporate structures come and go, companies come and go. I'm sure we'll remember some companies like Malibu's not around anymore.
Marvel.
And Continuum Comics and a whole bunch of different brands have come and gone even since I got into it. And we've seen brands come back like Valiant. That was my favorite as a kid in high school. That was what I was majorly collecting because that's where all my favorite artists were. And now it's an existing label again. They just put out a Bloodshot movie. Yeah. So, yeah. But I think just being an indie comic artist, you're just part of the group that's the most passionate about the art form. Do I want to see Dinosaur Man in a local comic shop? Sure, absolutely. I'd love to do a tier where a secret tier where local comic shops can buy a bundle of books to put them up on their shelf. If they go unsold within a couple of months, I'll buy them back. But it's like with kiosks and grocery stores, with the ATM machine, technology, there's always like a future forward to something. So whatever happens, if the local comic shops dry up, there'll be something new that gets birthed from that. And who knows, maybe we'll start seeing more and more comics pouring into big box stores. Like we're starting to see a trickle now with a few coming into Walmart and DC putting out those big, thick books. Maybe we'll see a larger presence back in bookstores and dollar stores. So, I think where there's a will, there's a way. And, a lot of the stores that I know, they're not even making their money on comics. They're making their money on Funko Pops.
NDO Radio.
What's got them going.
A question. NDO Radio says the guy talking now sounds like Mike Richardson from Dark Horse.
I got a voice for silent film. Let me tell you.
Emily, has it affected you? The store's closing at all?
In regards to like making books, still, I don't think it will. Because I will do that regardless. I will continue to make books and illustrations and such. It would be unfortunate, or it is unfortunate, because they are a nice, physical place where people can gather for a reason, to buy comics or to promote an artist. So that will be, unfortunate, and I would personally miss that. So
I think for especially for your books, because I've got a couple of the one that I cannot pronounce, Fostacolis.
That's Trico's. That's his fault.
And I really want to see more of that book, but Trico's lazy, so he won't. But I know that I don't. Well, I guess we can't talk about that. I know that there was another book that was being worked on at one point. I guess
we are working on one.
Yeah. You want to talk about that, or can you?
Can I talk about it? Is Trico there?
Yeah, Trico was it? Trico.
He's lurking somewhere.
I can grab some stuff I have back here too.
Yeah, please do. It make you on the show.
Okay.
Trico, we're going to talk about your book, buddy.
Well, let me know if he says it's okay. And I'll
Can we
grab
can we
him.
bring can we
Oh,
bring
it's
him
gonna be
in?
all right.
Can we bring him in? We can do
He's
exclusive.
scared. He's chicken. He's not.
Come on.
He has a problem getting his camera up, and he's always worried about his wife not wearing pants.
We just need vocal Trico. How about that?
Yeah, we just
Audio only.
Trico,
It's
are you there? He might be. He might be doing the teaching thing. I don't know.
He's probably in the bathroom.
most people, we're everyone's favorite bathroom listener. A bathroom reader, bathroom listener.
To slightly change the subject while we're waiting for Trico, Variety is currently reporting that the Louisiana,
Purchase is complete.
yes, no,
Took a long
that
time.
the curfew in Louisiana was signaled today or tonight by a siren,
Wow.
and apparently it freaked out too many people who had watched The Purge,
Well,
and they are apologizing.
Okay, so what's the definition of freak out? Did they start participating?
I mean, I guess there was some serious calls. And Louisiana, whoever was down there went, oh, well, our bad, sorry.
That's
Yeah, when you're going to turn on the city sirens, you kind of need to give people a couple of days notice.
yeah. You let them know because if I hear,
Because I'm old enough, and I know Randy is too, that we hear that, it's like, okay, where's the bombers?
yeah,
I always check the time because I always test the sirens up here at 1 o'clock,
Yeah.
1 in the afternoon, every first Saturday of the month. So I'm like going, is the first Saturday of the month already? Oh, shit, maybe we're in the middle of a tornado. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't I don't like tornado sirens, man. They freak me out sometimes, and especially when they, there's one like on the corner, so it's really loud and I can hear it, and it's like it freaks me out. And I listen for air bombers or
Yeah.
and it doesn't help that I'm right next to an air base.
Yeah.
One of the things in my collection that I'm really proud of is a genuine World War II air raid siren.
Oh, there you go.
I haven't been able to play with it since I lived in a farm for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Wouldn't dare set it off here, but it's an old hand crank. You get that thing going.
I think that sounds like a mission to me,
You can hear that thing for miles.
especially if you get ticked at your neighbors.
Yeah. Oh,
Holy crap, teach them a lesson.
We might have to make a trip to Grosse Point.
Yeah.
We'll get Eric nice and drunk, and we know what we should do.
This is just a grand example of how the entertainment media, influences reality. The people in Louisiana hearing the sirens going off, and they're calling to see if maybe the purge has started.
Yeah. I mean, how many people live vicariously through stuff, media, TV, and all this? And we see it at shows all the time, all the various fandom groups.
Yeah.
It's their religion.
Yep.
So they're going to think in terms of Doctor Who, The Purge, they're going to think in those terms first.
Yeah. How many people have said this whole thing? Whenever you go out, it reminds them of the snap.
Oh, people are already on edge. They already think it's after, during The Walking Dead, and they start looking for zombies.
Yeah. Yeah. Eric, do you want me to share your screen? I see you had a screen share. Did you?
That's the
he
old
showed
one.
his dreaded dinosaur there.
Yeah, that's the old one.
Should we
Okay.
take that off?
You can take it off.
Okay. Yeah, I just seen it and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the link, the call-in link in the chat. Of course, if you're waiting in the green room, if you come in, give us a little while. We'll bring everybody in. Everybody a chance to come in and pitch their stuff. But right now, we got missing. Oh, go ahead.
oh,
Well, I was just going to say, is everybody caught up on the whole Donnie Cates EVS phone call fiasco?
No, I'm not. I'm not, because I'm working my way through this live stream. While I'm working, I'm still about 3 hours behind. So
Yeah,
I've been catching up. I was an entire week behind there for a while.
I watched it last night live, and it was painful. And
I did hear the clip that he snipped for the short video.
Yeah, that's all. It was like 10 minutes of.
Oh.
Yeah. And
I don't know how he didn't get that. Even was trying to say, "Hey, I'm live streaming right now. We can call back later. Call back later."
No, it's not that he didn't get it. It's just that he didn't want to get it. There's a difference.
I don't know.
That's one of those you can't tell me nothing kind of things.
Emily, if you got something up there, I see some papers.
yeah, I got the okay
Ready?
from Trico. So
Okay. Oh, so he can tell
How'd
you.
you do that? She'll talk to you, but he won't talk to us.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
He's Marcel Dupree in us. Let's see how it is.
Yeah.
So it's I think it's called the Histories, the Greek stories. So mythical monsters from that.
I mean, I'm gonna make
look
it
at
full
that.
screen.
Let me-
Hold
Yeah. All right. Got it.
Okay, cool.
That is awesome work. Look at that.
So it's a little different than what I normally draw.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
It's
cool.
fun.
It's good to push your boundaries.
Yep.
Yeah.
I push my boundaries once I end up in court.
These will be fox-sized ants.
Wrong boundaries, buddy.
Those ants are
Cool.
furry.
Yeah.
They're scary looking.
Yeah. Hairy ants. And
Oh, look at
these are what
that.
I have so far. There'll be 16 pages in all.
Wow.
Oh,
So,
Look at that. That looks cool.
that's awesome.
thank you.
Is this a prose project? Or
This is what is it? It's going to be a field book for like these monsters.
oh, okay.
Yeah, so
So-
you'll have a full page illustration with a description of the monster next to it.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool.
That's his plan.
Like a field guide.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's funny. Larry said, Vera and I will come on live, but I want it to be a private convo.
That's cool, Larry. Don't come on.
I want it to be a private convo. I now, Emily, we and this came from Indie Vote Radio, so
We're
I
live.
will I
We're
will
live.
run it
We're
past you.
live right now. We're live.
Yeah, we are live on Indie Vote Radio, and I will give out those numbers right now too.
Indie Vote
Hello,
Radio.
Germany.
Indie Vote Radio right now. Wow, that's pretty cool. We
You
are
mentioned
sitting,
Germany and you get a thunderclap. There you go.
yeah, we're sitting at 8,202 people listening on Indie Vote Radio
Sweet.
tonight. That's pretty cool. Thank you to the UK, Germany, Portugal, and Paraguay again. Once again, all in there listening to us. Really appreciate it. But from Indie Vote Radio, this person brings up a conversation that I mentioned last week about a gentleman who did not pay his artist for work rendered or done. Have you had any bad experience? I know you've worked. You don't have to say the name. I know you worked with Trico a lot, and God bless you. But have you had any bad experiences, like writers or someone else commissioning a piece from you, and then that's not what I want? Change this, change that.
There's a lot of bad experiences. So what you do is I put up, I don't know, I guess barriers, like a contract will scare away anybody who's not serious, and don't do any work until there's a signed contract or some sort of down payment, and that usually filters these people out. But otherwise, you can set yourself up for a lot of unnecessary stress if you just go into a project without a clear contract and even some down payment. So fortunately, nowadays everybody I work with has been really good. So
Yeah. I because last week we mentioned a man who he's upset this week. Of course, he says he's going to sue for us talking about him. He's going to sue, and he's upset. It's not cool. We talked about him.
Please consult your lawyer while we laugh.
So I want to read this to you guys. He says he's upset because he gave an artist a job to do. The artist said they went back and forth several times over little small changes. There was a point where the artist said that he just realized, okay, this guy's never going to be happy. I'm not doing it. He refunded the money. He said he refunded the entire amount. Said, sorry, I'm sorry, I can't complete your project. Here's your money back. That's it. And the guy got mad at him and berated him, so he wasn't professional. He should have finished the artwork. And then he says, oh, and I didn't get the money back either, which is weird because like, okay, well, this guy says you did get the money, but I want to read to you guys what he said this morning. And he says, and by the way, too, now he's trying to use the artwork, by the way, that the guy did provide. He's trying to use that. He says, I noticed flaws in his work of art as certain body proportions were not correct, and I made him aware of it, and he could not handle it. So at the end of the day, the paying client had to be satisfied with the final work, and I was not. Even two other Nigerian artists, offer their services to make the correction on that particular image. Because other artists that I spoke to agree with me concerning his work. The trained artist's eye never lies and can see the others untrained don't see. Real artists see his mistakes and flaws. He even broke our business agreement because he was supposed to draw, color, and add word, text, and illustration. So when you break a mutual agreement, then you automatically forfeit certain privileges within the agreement. So even if he returns my money, I still get to keep the actual illustration artwork of my copyrighted characters therein. It's basically a gentleman's agreement, which still legally binding in a court of law in the United States. It doesn't matter to me how small the indie circle is to me, but what does matter is the overall principle of the matter and what is right regardless. My loyal fan base will still be intact regardless of the situation because I stood up for what is right in the end. That was his statement.
Wow.
First of all,
That's okay because the first minute he uses that artwork, he's accepted that artwork. And I hope that the artist has receipts that he paid the guy back on the refund, because then the artist can take him to court and sue him for damages.
But he's in Nigeria, Randy.
Oh, well, then he's messed up.
Yeah.
He's done.
He's in Nigeria.
If he's in a foreign country,
I'm saying catch his ass.
We're very sorry, but yeah.
I'm saying what you do. Look, Randy. I'm petty. Indie Vote listeners, you guys know it. You guys send me messages all the time. I'm Prince Petty, and I will do this. I will set up an elaborate convention. Okay, I know no bounds. I will set up a website. I will list him as the guest of honor. I will have him fly his ass here on his dime just to come and get his ass whooped for my money. But that's how petty I am. Eric get me out of jail. Eric's waiting for me to call him one night. Eric, I screwed up.
Eric, I'm in Nigeria.
You're in a Nigerian prison? Oh my, that's a bit out of my pay grade.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is the hassle of dealing across borders, because you can't extradite the guy to sue him. Takes forever. And I had a couple of I've told you in the past, I had a couple of publishers that I dealt with that were over in Canada that screwed me hard.
Yeah.
No money for a bunch of work that I did, and I was lucky. I'm lucky to still find a couple of the comics because I was really proud of the properties that were printed. They were my properties. At least I retained rights for that. But I never received any kind of royalties off of those print runs.
I'll tell you guys a funny story. And Lola probably won't mind me.
I couldn't sue him. He's over in Canada. I didn't have the money to get a Canadian, lawyer to go after him.
Well, when you guys know I use a lot of booth girls, Lola and a couple other ones, and the girls all wanted their own. We came up with this idea of what we call the Shot Girl Social Club, which is pretty much a PG-13 version of Suicide Girls. And but it wasn't meant for 13-year-olds. It was just none of the girls are gonna go like nude on the site, but it was gonna be paid memberships, and we started it, and a lot of people joined. The problem is that we did have people join, and then a week later, or once they got on there and they downloaded all the pretty pictures of the girls that we spent tons of money getting made, they wanted their money back. I'm not enjoying the site, can I get a refund? And so I'm like, we got to the point where we're like, this just isn't worth it. And so that was what she had to deal with, because she was running the site. She was scheduling all these photo shoots. We were renting a studio for these photo shoots, photography time. We're doing a lot of work, and we just started not seeing that first week was pretty good in terms of people joining, but after that, it just dropped down. So that's Lola's story about how she got screwed over by clients. Eric, have you had a situation where you got screwed over by a client? Somebody commissioned you for a job?
Yeah, there's been a few different times, and it's just, there's 3 different times in my career where I've tried to be part of a bullpen or part of a studio with other people, and it's egos, money, and unprofessionalism that ends it every time. And that's the mitigating factors that kick people out of this business in any business all the time. And it's just something you're always going to run into. There's always a shyster. There's always somebody who can think they can sneak in, get some money, get a quick book. There's always going to be a Marcel. There's always going to be, dozens of people like that. Yeah, and it happens to all of us on some level in some way. There's reasons why when I do commissions at shows, I take payment up front. When I take commissions from people via online, I take payment up front because I'm not going to put 10, 12 hours into a drawing for a serious commission or even 45 minutes to an hour at a show. I'm not going to lose that time on the whim of somebody's not coming and picking it up.
Right. I have a funny Eric story.
Okay.
I won't say any names, but I stuck Eric for commission. Okay, so you hear a little laughing. I stuck Eric for commission that I didn't want to do. And I'm like, hey, you know who the guy for this job is? Eric Hodson. And the guy wrote Eric, and I guess they had a very quick conversation, but the guy was like, let's do it, and PayPal Eric the money like right there. Like, let's get it done. And Eric told me, Eric said he had never been so unhappy to make a couple $100 in his life. It was just like, great.
You know what? I knocked it out of the park. He was happy.
Oh, yeah,
That's all that matters.
You did. But it was funny because I remember, Eric, your schedule at that point was really busy.
Yeah.
And I remember,
and I feel bad for the guy because I made him wait way too long, longer than I would want to wait for anything. So that's why I put the extra work into it. Yeah. It's like, you know what? I'm giving him a $400 piece, even though he didn't pay $400.
Oh yeah. It was a gorgeous piece because I remember we were sitting at the con. And I said, hey, how'd that piece ever come up? You said, what piece? And I told you, said, oh shit. And Eric doesn't cuss lightly. Eric doesn't. And but he did that. He went above and beyond on that piece. And so that's good to see an artist actually, because I know an artist that draws on scale to what he's getting paid. I know an artist that does that. He says, okay, I'm only getting paid. A guy came to him and said, hey, I'll give you $400 to draw this. And he was like, okay. And he was able to dwindle his skill down to what he felt was a $400 level. And then actually getting mad because like he didn't want his name on the book. And how do you feel about that, Emily? Have you ever want your name taken off a book before?
Sorry, what was the last part?
Have you ever wanted your name taken off of a book before because you weren't happy with your art, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily something I drew. It was picking up the pieces of somebody else's art and putting it together, and how would I say, very clip arty and just not good. So I do the work and I do it the best I can, and I say, oh, I don't need credit. It's okay. No, thank you.
Trico says she can admit that I'm a pain in the ass to work with. We know. We know, Emily. Emily, we talk to Trico all the time.
So I should retract the story prompt that I sent Trico for a Dinosaur Man story. That's what I'm hearing in this group.
Yeah. You should. And Larry says people in comments get paid. Yeah, Larry. That's not much, but Emily, how is the cancellation of all these cons this year? How's it affecting you?
It's a little rough. I had some big ones. The downside was, I had some big plans for this year or to carry into next year, so that might be kind of put on pause. I guess the good side is now I don't have to do con prep, so I'm trying to finish up some books. So
that is same here, and I think everybody is kind of in that same holding pattern where, well, I got more time like to draw this and to get this done.
I tell you, it's a gut punch though, because I didn't expect Denver to go belly up, and now they're Thanksgiving weekend. They're still 3 months out. Wait till May to make that decision.
Yeah, unless their venue got turned into a.
That's probably the type of situation that we're looking at.
I can almost guarantee you, because Colorado's getting hit hard right now. They're on an upswing on their bell curve.
What do you guys think? Ooh, lightning! All right, that's awesome. What do you guys think? And I'll tell you a story that happened to me. Okay, so and it's coming back to bite me in the ass. And Randy always tells me,
and he never listens.
Quit! You got to stop finding the drama. Well, you guys know I own a publishing company called Last Call Comics, and in 2017, I discovered this very talented writer And I said, hey man, I would love to publish your book. Me and him made a deal. The deal was secured. We signed contracts.
Had pizza at his house.
And no, we didn't do that one. That was different. That was
Oh,
different.
that's a different guy. Okay.
Yeah. And this one, what happened was, this particular guy, what happened? Now, Eric knows sometimes I don't hire the best people to also work with me. So at that point, I was trying to do a lot, like with booking, like, hey, could you take my books here and go sell them? And you take my books here and go sell them. And I was getting some improper numbers. Okay. So unfortunately, he was given erroneous numbers as well as to what I had sold. But I was paying him on the correct numbers. So the last email I got from this gentleman was January 24th, 2018, in which he says, hey, I haven't gotten my full payment yet. And if I don't, I'm going to put my book in the hands of a publisher. So I'm like, dude, I've paid you everything, but oh well. Shortly after then, you guys know I had another TIA, which is a mini stroke. At that point, I'm like, okay, I haven't talked to you in a while. I guess, the deal is done. I never printed issue 3 of the book. I printed 2 issues, never printed issue 3. And then last week I get a message from him. You stole my book. And I'm like, I did what? You stole my book. If you don't stop selling my book right away, I'm going to get legal action. And I thought, whoa, wait a minute. Where is this coming from? I didn't steal your book. What are you talking about? So I said, well, let me prove it to this guy didn't steal his book. I only made what I thought at first was 2 print runs. Apparently, I only ever made 1 print run of this book. Because, I only have printed through Greco up until recently, where I tried to go print only one different title overseas to see how it would work out. That wasn't one of them. So I got the print order from Greco of how much I made. I got the receipts of how much I paid him, which is actually over what I sold. So I've actually overpaid this guy. And you send them to people, and you can't even get an apology. You can't even get I'm sorry, Varian. You didn't try to steal my book. I get it. I'm sorry, man. You don't even get that. So why do I keep finding drama? That's what I want. That's why I want the lines to open up. How do I keep finding drama? Now, I'm thinking it's because, and I said it to Trico earlier, stupidity is a lot like this virus is going around. You don't know somebody has it until they start showing symptoms of asshole. And you're sitting there, and you'll notice you'll be sitting there having dinner with them. Yeah, man. So the conversation is pretty good, and blah blah blah. And they say, "I'm not getting enough money." That's the same. That's similar to them coughing right now. Yeah, that's what you should. You should just kick them out right then, but you don't. You keep them around. You start asking for more things. Like I know Randy shook his head about this. But my contract of Last Call Comics has always said that I don't mind paying artists or creators at the end of a show. Yeah, see, why? Exactly. I pay artists at the end of the show. So if our deal is 50-50 and I sold your book for $5, we're going to split it 50-50 at the end of the show. Whatever, how many we sold. There's not a lot of companies that do that. They tell you, okay, you sold some books. You get paid quarterly. I'll send you your check with taxes taken out of it, all that good stuff. And then you get a check in the mail in 4 months for $30, if that. I didn't do that. Now I see why I should. I should start sending out quarterly statements where you get 35 cents, like Mr. Trico. Yeah. I just want to pick on Trico. That's all. Or like Larry. Larry does his own book stuff, so he doesn't have to worry about it. Although Larry's going to actually probably get picked up by a publisher. I guess I can't talk about that, though. I won't talk about Larry getting a publishing deal.
Don't talk about that.
It's happening, though. I
Premature.
I went to, never mind. I keep my mouth shut. Now, since you guys, you're working on Trico's history book, Emily, and I'm sorry you roped into that. No, but is when are you expecting to have that book done?
I don't know. I would like to get the art done really as soon as I can because, like I said, there's no show, so I want to try to get these things done. And then it's up to Trico, I think, when he wants to put it together and how and all that. So I think he has some ideas. I'm not too sure what they are.
We're gonna
Coming
make
to a bookstore near you in 2024.
Yeah, and Eric, you've got you're working on the dreaded dinosaur stuff. I know Eric was gonna give me a story, but then he said that he's afraid to never get done. So I'm gonna at least do
There's precedent for that, though.
Yeah. I'm going to at least do a variant cover or something. I'm getting in there some type of way. Covers I can knock out real quick.
Could offer it as a variant cover.
Yeah,
variant cover.
Yeah, I think I'm so funny because I take those Marvel covers that say variant cover and I white the T out. So it says variant cover. And I'm like, I'm so smart. Nobody ever gets the joke. Nobody. So I'm glad that maybe it'll pick up.
They don't get it. Maybe they don't want it.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just not 12 anymore.
Yeah, no, they all are 12. I'm selling artwork to children. Now, I'm going to ask you guys a question from Indie Vote Radio from Mason. Mason says,
Is it Major Matt Mason?
No. Mason says, his name is Mason. He wants to know what everybody's favorite indie comic is that we're reading right now. Emily's like, I don't want to answer this.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me.
I always draw a blank with these.
Look at Eric, look at me.
It's in my room.
So I'll go first because this is the most recent series that I did finish reading. And I got to say, Tinseltown from Alterna.
How is that?
It's very good. This is very, very good. David, I'm going to butcher his name. Lucarelli.
Lucarelli?
Yeah, it looks like Lucarelli.
I'm sorry, David. I'm terrible with names. I can't even roll an R to save my life. But yeah, Tinseltown basically tells the story of a lady cop back in the golden age of Hollywood. She's just kind of a prop cop, but she stumbled into some major intrigue and has her life on the line. And it was a really good series. There's a new series that I think has just come out. Maybe it's in issue 2 now that I want to get. But I really enjoy crime noir, and this has the crime noir vibe. There's another one I can't reach. It's in my rack over here. Midnight Mystery, another thing that's got a really cool old crime noir vibe to it. And yeah, those have been my two biggest that I've read recently. As you can see over here, though, there's a whole stack of indie books waiting for my attention. And I'm hoping to maybe even turn that into a YouTube episode, do like a masterpiece theater. Today we are reading Tinseltown,
Eric, also, don't make any plans for Friday night.
I think I'm staying home, so good luck.
Because we're going to do something special on Indie Vote. We're going to be doing a live draw stream.
All right.
But it's going to be themed. And it's going to be special. And unfortunately for you guys, Josh Lyman's heading that up. So, good luck getting the word in. But Josh will be heading that up. I'll probably be at the boards controlling stuff. I don't know how I'm going to draw. Tricle says technically it's Herodotus' history book. I'm just editing. Hell yeah, newsprint forever. Randy, what are you reading?
Hell yeah, newsprint forever. Well, speaking of Alterna Comics, I've been going through. It came out on a Wednesday. I ended up picking up a bunch of those over the last year. Almost got a run. And it's a real interesting anthology book that sometimes includes monster stories, but a lot of times it's nice self-contained short stories by a wide variety of people. Big variety of stuff in it. It's a lot of fun. So that's been the big thing. Other than that, I too have an incredibly large collection. On the other side, that milk crate right there is brimmed to the top of books that I plan on getting to as soon as I get some time.
That's cool. Mason said that he's been reading Shat.
He's been reading Shat.
So he's
Well,
been
what
reading
Johnny
modern
Cage, what are we
Marvel.
doing there? No, wait.
Shat.
What?
That's
Shat?
Shat. SCHAT. Shat.
Yeah, modern Marvel comics.
It. And then the book of Shat. Yeah, he's been reading Shat. It's an indie comic.
That's a biography of William Shatner, isn't it?
No. I think I found a link. Hold on. Out by Lucy Dorabino. Hold on. I'll bring it up here. I'll put it about this since I have.
Does it have a hip narration to it? Who's the guest man?
Since I have a hilarious panel. You just read it regular.
I don't.
Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. I did find the image though.
It's actually Shaft.
No. How do you pronounce this?
Shit.
Shat.
Chat.
Yeah.
That's Shat, right?
That's how you pronounce it. Yes, he's dressed in Little Orphan Annie's dress. What's going on?
I have no idea, but that's the one. So I think Mason is from France. Yeah. So
Really?
yeah.
That's awesome.
So Shat. He's been reading Shat. Emily, what have you been reading?
So most of the comics I get them from people at the shows.
Mhm.
So I'm not really subscribed to anything that's coming out, but I grabbed a few off my shelf that I really like. And
Okay.
I'm not sure if this is still counts as an independent comic. Does this count?
Yeah.
Even though it's
Cursed
published?
Pirate Girl.
Yeah.
Only to 10.
So for obvious reasons, I think
Look at that.
one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
So
Yeah,
Like
good old Jeremy. His illustrations are like woodcuts.
Yeah.
They're so much fun.
so
That was pretty good. Have you read the entire book? Or are you in the middle
I
of it?
have read it. Yes.
Now is that a new book? When was that printed?
This one, no, maybe, I don't know. It was a little bit ago now, and I think he's working on the second
Okay.
big book. So, and
I like the hardback look to
Yeah.
it.
I can hold it up again.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. Reminds me of an old library book. That's sweet.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really nice. So,
Yeah, it looks
I almost
cool.
expected to be prose when you open it up, but then you're like, oh, that's,
Yeah.
look at that. That's cool.
Real nice.
And how much is that book usually, you know?
I think just like 20.
Really?
It says 25.
Wow.
That's a good deal for a hardback book.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, it is.
And all the
Great.
work that went into it, it's
Mhm.
insane. So,
Lola, what are you reading?
Look this behind you.
The book that's behind me. There's several books that are behind me.
That one at the end.
Song of the Dead.
Song of the Dead. There we go.
Song of the Dead. She's been reading that. That's from Volt Comics. I will allow it. I would allow it on
Vault.
Volt.
Yes.
Yeah, I would allow it on
Songs of the Dead. Oh, Songs for the Dead.
Songs for the Dead. Yeah, Songs for the Dead. We actually Beck, Fort, Aaron, Bennett, and I'm pretty sure I met at least one of them at a convention that Eric and I were at that I want to go back to, but I'm not sure they're gonna have that show again. So I mean, I'm not sure they're gonna be able to do that show this year. So,
Probably
yeah. I right now am reading The Misadventures of Wonder Boy by Dave Wheeler, who was on the show. I'm rereading it because I swear there's stuff in there that I missed. But the problem with it was when I read it, I was reading it and two other books. So it and one of the other books have a similar kind of theme, and now they're mixed together in my head, and I'm like, no, that, and now I'm screwed. So I've been reading it over, and it really is pretty cool. It's a really cool book. He put a lot of effort into writing that one. So yeah, Misadventures of Wonder Boy. Scott Rosema says, "Hi guys, hello Scott.
Hey,
what's
Scott.
up?
Great Scott." The chat link is in there. I can post it again for anybody. I put it in there, but everyone just ignored it. Just ignored my link.
Scott, you're welcome to come in if you want.
Other than organizing the old Arrow stuff, says Ralph, stopping to read them over. Dang, Randy, Anniversary was so fun.
Yes, it was. Thank you, Ralph.
No wonder
Thank
I
you very
tried to
much.
mimic it with Wild Planet. I miss it so.
Yeah.
You see, that's what you guys call mimicking. I call it stealing. like, "Hey, you stole my stuff."
I did not say that.
You know what's pretty,
Homaged.
you know what's pretty,
Heavily homaged.
what's pretty
Homaged.
Emily did a sketch in your book of Business Godzilla.
Yeah, haven't you been watching her live stream? She's been doing.
I have been. I have been. It dawned on me. I said, I got to get like.
I need to see this Business Godzilla. That sounds fascinating.
She actually did a gurgle snark the other day. It was awesome.
Randy, do you have that sketchbook by you anywhere?
Not handy. Give me a second. I can go get it.
Yeah, please do.
I want to figure out where I put it now.
That Business Godzilla, that was awesome.
I'm on a quest. I'm going to have to mute my mic too, just in case things fall over.
Go ahead.
Speaking of Godzilla, I'll show it on a later stream sometime, but I finally hung up my Herb Trimpe sketch. Yeah. So it's going to be up on my display wall behind me.
A little bigger, but I'm trying to make it bigger.
It's right above the Raphael.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
The Herb Trimpe Godzilla up there.
Now from Indie Vote Radio, we have Josh Methico says that he can't watch right now, but he can listen. He'll watch later on. He's actually interested in our in our setups and how we have our now. Eric, you just actually completed a new setup. You rearranged your entire office.
It's not quite complete yet. It's a work in progress, but yeah. So for streaming, I'm using a Marantz turret, which has a 1080p webcam with a ring light and attached microphone all together. Really great setup, perfect for a small space. I have my Elgato Stream Deck that I'm supposed to be able to mute my mic, but I don't know why that's not working. And then I've got various lights behind me. I've reworked my studio into zones. So in future videos on my own channel, I'll be doing some unboxings at this table zone over here where I have the toys and the comics piled currently. Behind me, I just added a brand new art table that I'm still working on getting put together. That's where I'll be doing the live drawing. Hopefully I'll have that up and running by Friday with the lights and everything, so I can be broadcasting from there. And then over here to the left is the printer, and back there is the 3D printer behind that door. That zone's not finished yet, though, but once I get back into doing that, I'll be able to broadcast over there as well. Got some more things on the way. I have my DJI minicam that'll be doing a lot of the principal recording for actual YouTube episodes. And I got some more lights that I need to add just to kind of get the background. I'm not really thrilled with those bright highlights coming off of the comics back there. I got to figure out a better way to light those. But yeah.
I see we got people backstage too, so we're gonna sneak them in, and then I'll move us around. But Randy's gonna show that piece real quick. That Business Godzilla.
Oh, that's terrific.
Has
a New Yorker vibe to it.
Yeah, it does. And the fact that Emily hasn't done stuff for the New Yorker makes me sad. Emily, what gives? Why are you slacking?
It's not from New York.
You don't have to be from New York anymore. They got a whole thing on it.
Well, that's not what Pat Harden tells me.
Shadow Zero says nice gun.
No, thank you.
A nice gun. That's a really
Someone's got a sharp eye because it's pretty dark in that corner.
Yeah, Eric has a it's painted. It's painted with G.I. Joe.
Yeah, it's painted white with Cobra symbols for Storm Shadow.
Yeah. So. That took a Larry says hello, Andrea Lorenzo Molinari. Is he in the chat? Andrea, hello.
Andrea.
Yeah.
Hey.
So we're gonna bring in and I'm gonna start playing around with spacing here. Larry's joined us. Hello, Larry.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
Okay. All right. And then the back of Scott's head.
Scott Rosema's back.
He's like Jim Morrison. He's showing us his back first.
Yeah, he's turned his back on the industry.
Oh. This is my William Shatner entrance.
This is my William Shatner entrance.
Have you guys seen that William Shatner's been tweeting as Captain Kirk from his home in isolation?
It's so awesome. It's hilarious.
Oh, really?
Like star dates and stuff, and his dogs are like Federation ambassadors and things like that. It's great.
Funny.
I think maybe William Shatner's losing it. I'm not sure.
He might, 89 years old. It might be getting up there.
Have
maybe he's not at warp speed anymore.
Right?
Scott, Larry, introduce yourselves.
What's that?
Introduce yourself.
Hi, Scott. I'm Larry.
Hi, Larry. How we doing?
You're good. How are you, sir?
I'm fine.
Yeah,
And
tell everybody at home who
best
you are.
William
Where
Tell
you
everybody at
can
home
find
who you are.
What's that?
Tell everybody at home who you are.
Oh, who do I? I should tell them who I am.
Yeah, everyone at home. Yes, people listening.
All right.
you. People
Remember,
in
we're on
Germany
Indie
who
Volt
need to
Radio,
know.
so there are people there that are listening that aren't seeing you. So.
Yeah.
Ah, well, aren't they the lucky ones?
Right?
They would have to put up with this mug. Yeah. For those of you who don't know me, Scott Rosema, longtime professional in the comics industry, Marvel, DC, Valiant, Disney, Warner Brothers, and etc.
Damn.
So all kinds of fun stuff I've done.
Etc. It's a very important company.
Still causing, and Arrow Comics, probably the highlight.
I'm LP, the writer and creator of Niobe, currently in fulfillment. I'm like doing packages like mad.
Yeah, it's cool.
Doing what?
Packages.
Packages. He's shipping. Shipping. Well, not
Packaging.
that kind of shipping. He's packaging.
He's going to ship his package. He's packing his package for shipping.
Did I actually hear the word cockages?
You heard something I didn't say.
I hear lots of things people don't say. Trust me.
Packages.
Now, Scott,
That's a common practice for me.
Scott, you've done a lot of conventions. You've met Emily before, haven't you?
Have I met who before?
Emily.
Emily. Oh yeah, Emily. How we doing?
Good.
You too.
Yeah.
They were trying to hog all my hellos to Larry, so don't let them do that. I got lots of hellos for you. You're doing great.
They it's always it's funny because too, Emily, you have a YouTube show that you're on. You guys do, yeah, sorta.
You mean?
She's being modest. She's quite the internet presence.
Oh yeah, Emily, we've talked at shows, right?
Probably.
Oh,
I believe so. Yeah. I believe so. Yes.
Oh God!
Another person doesn't want to admit to meeting me in person again.
She actually did a strip in Flint Comics for a few years, Scott.
Okay.
Made deadlines and everything.
Very cool.
That was a shot at me. That was a shot.
That was actually a shot at Scott. He always promised to do a strip for me. He never did.
That's true.
That should be. You know what's sad?
I did sneak in one Prince Valiant cover before it all ended. So
yes, you did. I wanted to print something of yours.
There's people listening on the radio who are hearing this in a totally different context.
Yeah. You know what's sad is that Eric had a entire I talked about a whole entire page he wanted to do for Dinosaur Man. Remember when you were running the Flint Comics?
Yep.
And you had already announced, Randy, that you were stopping it. Well,
yeah,
I knew you were stopping it. I don't know if you. I know you let other people know, but you didn't. It wasn't public yet that you were stopping it.
it was because of you he stopped it, Varian. Really?
Yeah, it was me. It was me. I put in. No, but there was such a really cool thing about being published in that paper and seeing people now. I recently brought Randy a copy of another paper. I'm not gonna say the name of it. And I'm like, hey, Randy, look, there's a paper just like Flint Comics. And Randy looked the I gave it to him, and he's like, what is this? And the paper quality is, would you say it was rough, Randy?
rough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was it,
that was not too bad a quality paper.
No, not Randy.
Flint Comics was good. Yeah,
no, the
paper.
paper. I brought Randy somebody who was inspired by
it's pretty
him.
close to like a mimeograph type thing. Look, it was ran off by a web press, but they weren't keeping track to the black ink very well.
Yeah. So, but it was really cool being published in that paper, and
it was a lower grade newsprint that it was printed on, also. So.
And I'll do anything to see my name in print. I'll do anything. I mean, anything. So
that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Those wanted posters in Cleveland, for instance.
Yeah. You know, the weirdest thing was, I remember being younger.
Who of us don't have those? I mean,
I was looking
wanted
at my
posters in Cleveland.
Yeah. Of course, it's hard to not go to Cleveland without being wanted at some point or another.
I've got wanted posters in Canada right there by Larry. It's all Larry's fault. While I got this one.
Oh, come on, Varian. You're not wanted anywhere. Don't give it.
We work by guilt by association here.
Yeah. Are you guys, Scott?
Yeah.
Have you been affected by the closure of cons?
Well, apparently, I was made to be a little bit less graceful in my basement. Look at the little wound I got here. Look at that.
I thought your wife hit you. That's what I thought happened. I was going to be honest.
Well,
You had enough.
start another rumor. Why don't you? That's what I see.
That's what a toque is for.
I should get one of those because I was and this comes from, and I said this the other day on my Facebook channel. This little wound here comes from being 6'5.5" in a basement that's the tallest is 6'3".
Yep.
So I struck it the other day, and I don't think it affected me at all. I'm just I don't think it, I don't know.
You were talking about the bump on your head.
What bump? Oh, that one. Oh, yes, that's right. I hit this the other day. That comes from being 6'5.5" in a basement that's no taller than 6'3". But I don't think it affected me at all. I don't have any problems remembering.
Of course.
Remembering.
Poor Scott. Poor Scott. Scott is he'll never remember that he had that check coming from Valiant now. Never.
Hey, Larry, how many books you got left to pack up?
Oh god damn, like 100. Easy.
Left to pack up? Oh, you're slow it up, man. Come on. What's going on?
Wow.
Get those books out.
I mailed a batch today. I mailed a batch the other day. I got 20 sitting on the deep freeze ready to go. Like
on the deep freeze, you have them stored on your refrigerator or on your chest freezer or what?
No, there's just a deep freeze out there in the kitchen where I got them all stacked so that like when I wake up in the morning, I just go pick them up and take them down to the post office because we got this whole social distancing thing. So that, they're like, well, we only want you to come at certain times if you're going to bring us a truckload of stuff. You know what I mean? And
if we get these comics, do we have to put them in the microwave to thaw? Is that it? Or deep freeze?
No, they should be all right.
They're just fresh. They're fresh off the.
They're coming from Canada, so they'll be cold already when we get them. It gets cold up there, right?
It's getting warm now. I mean, we're at the melting point of ice is melting and stuff. So summer is on its way.
Hey, I wanna quick go over two things. Emily looks like she's on mute right now.
She is. I didn't mute her though. I think she muted herself. Yeah,
she muted
herself. It's because of the thunder and the dog barking. I figured I could just.
Well, that was some wild thunder, man. I was like,
that's all the wild cursing she was doing under her breath.
I was wondering who let the dog.
No, dude, I was listening earlier, and that thunder went off, and I thought it was outside my house.
Thought the gang had caught up to you, huh, Larry? Yeah, I understand.
Well,
Well, the reason what I wanted to ask Emily is that one, I don't mean to embarrass you, Don, but you have got a great lock of red hair there. I'm a huge fan of redheads. So,
especially since he doesn't have any.
Right?
Is that what you're trying to do up there?
I beg you, Emily. I beg you. The next time you get a haircut, save a bag of it. I want it. I want to do the
Just paste it on one strand at a time.
Eric, what color is your hair?
Kind of brown.
Kind of
brown.
Yeah, brownish.
That's a tone.
You tell me.
All right. What color is it?
It's thin brown.
Yeah, I recall Eric's hair being lighter at one point. Did you used to dye it?
I dyed it a long time ago, but I also put colored wax in it, and I used to have my haircut and my mohawk, which.
Oh, that sounds handsome.
I'm getting too shaggy. This is the longest I've gone without a haircut in a long time.
Oh, shut up. I don't want to hear that. It's too shaggy.
Mine died a long time ago, too.
You have a glorious glare, man. You blind people for miles.
That's a good way of putting it. I'll remember that next time.
Now,
scrape it across the ceiling.
Emily, that's your office where you draw. That's where the art happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so to the left there, that's your art table? Like, I can't kind of...
Yes.
No, we can see it. He's got you on full view.
Yeah, I got on full view. I can kind of... We're just looking around because the other guy asked about our workstation. So, yeah. Now, I gotta give you credit. There's a comfy recliner right there to the right. I believe that Emily may have. And I'm going to bring Lolan to actually maybe at least confirm this for me. I believe that Emily has the cleanest, neatest office of any of us. Because mine is a complete mess. And Lola,
I can't believe she actually does art. I think it's just she does great art, but not in that room. No, it's not enough.
I love having a clean, organized space, which I know is not the what you think of when you think of artists.
I got a question for you then, Emily. How do you do that?
Keep it organized.
How would I can't even wrap my little pea brain around that concept. How does that? This doesn't work.
Everything has a place and everything in its place at the end of the day.
Jabberwocky. You're speaking Jabberwocky. I don't even understand that. That's insane.
Trico says, man, I thought we'd get through at least one show without Scott asking a girl for a lock of her hair.
Well, then you guys will give me any. I gotta ask somebody. Crap. Oh,
Scott needs a wig. Come on.
I do. I need a rug. Now, speaking of something cool, which I don't know where that came from,
Trico
but
also says Larry's comics are so hot you got to put them in the deep freeze before reading.
Hot to touch.
Okay, now I'm bad at names here. I see the up there in the upper right hand corner of my screen. What is your name? What is your handle?
That's Eric.
Eric. Okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Eric.
My handle is at Dreaded Dinosaur.
He does, yeah.
I gotta know. You've got the most killer looking Transformer plaque on your wall.
Oh yeah.
The thing. Does that light up or does that change colors or?
It has a book inside of it, and it makes a transforming noise when you open it.
Epic.
Really?
Yeah, it's like this massive encyclopedia.
Oh, that's a great, and you got it makes for a great wall hanging too.
Yeah, I can probably show it safely.
Man.
I'll try.
I've got a friend that would literally commit homicide to get that. Oh. For those of you not seeing this on radio, he is opening the transformer mask.
It's a big mask.
It's not open. It feels in the 80s.
I am not surprised.
You need an instruction book to crack that thing open.
Oh, that's so awesome.
It's got to get the proper combination. There it goes.
Oh. Powered by the Allspark.
Yeah, I take it he's slightly a G.I. Joe fan, you know.
Oh, that is so cool. And what is the book? How to open this thing? Is that what it's all about?
Yeah, it's the instruction manual.
Yeah.
Seems a bit misguided. It's inside the very thing you got to open it with.
They said, is the book the instruction manual on how to break into the mask?
Oh, that's so awesome. How old was that? When did you get that?
It's called Transformers: The Covenant. Covenant of Primus. I think I got it at least 2.5 years ago, maybe 3.
Oh, kidding. That is so cool. Is that still available on the market? Can you still get it?
Aftermarket, I think. I think it's out of print. But yeah, it's basically a chronological encyclopedia.
Oh, that's so awesome. I'm gushing for a friend of mine who, again, I said would commit homicide to get that. She would love that. Oh, that's so.
It tries to cover a lot of the it tries to bring all the different kind of iterations into a single chronology.
Ah, excellent.
Couple less Comic Cons and
Yeah,
he
nice
will
picture
be
of
able to kill for it.
Alpha
Oh,
Trion.
nice.
Nice.
Very cool, Eric.
Very cool.
I want to ask a question to everybody here. So now, Larry, I noticed you got the Niobe shirts now.
Brand new shirt, man. Love it, man. This thing came out excellent, man.
Oh, man. Is that your character?
Whole box of these things right here, man. This is just like the Chibi motorcycle shirt by Kylie Knight. This is the all green shirt. Man, I got like 16, 17 shirts here, dude. Like, they all got to go out in the mail, man. Like, it's getting ridiculous.
Which one is mine?
What size? I got like a triple X large down there.
Oh, no. What makes you think I wear on the ear right there? I won't even.
Oh, these things came out beautiful. They're done by popartgear.com. They're the leading, I would say, the leading company for independent comic book T-shirts. They're the only licensing deal that I've ever made so far. So we got like a 3-year deal where these guys have like the license to make Niobe apparel for 3 years.
Wow. How many of those do you have to order at a time to make it viable?
Well, I mean, mainly I just use them for Kickstarters, you know, like, hey, we got Kickstarter, here's some perks, get some T-shirts. He cuts a new deal. on
Did you
them.
just rep a company on here?
I did.
Well, just because of that, can't forget to rep our sponsor real quick. Hold on. College for Creative Studies, where you too could be an artist. Anyway,
My alma mater, no.
yeah. Emily, did you go to art school?
I did.
Was
Which
it for CCS?
I did.
Oh,
What year did you
Sorry, I
graduate?
did.
I don't know. What?
Now, Emily, you've had years to think about this.
I think
When did you
Mentally
graduate?
wipe the dates out of her mind. That's what
Right.
it is. It
I
was
think
such
it
a
may have
horrendous
been-
experience.
December 2010, I think. I did 2 years at Henry Ford Community College, and I did 2 years at College for Creative Studies.
Okay.
So,
I graduated in 2001 from College for Creative Studies.
Nobody cares there. And we're talking.
I know.
Here. So Emily, you do comic.
When I got there, it was Center for Creative Studies.
what is
Emily,
it?
Emily, what's your comic book, Emily?
like, I have a lot of like short little things. I'm working on one called iNDIE right now, which is going to be a bigger thing for me, 100 pages.
Wow.
Wow.
We were talking earlier. I was working on a project for Trico.
Yeah, should I heard again?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
but otherwise,
Oh my God, that's yours?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
That's awesome.
You should be like doing artwork for Dungeons and Dragons.
yeah. But
That'd be-
otherwise, everything I've done has just been like short one-offs and like
Still, so this
So-
but this 100-page comic, that's all your own material?
yeah.
How long you been working on it? 100 pages gotta be.
Yeah. Well, I've been working at it for a long time, trying to figure out how I wanted to draw it. So that took me a long time to get a hang of that. But otherwise, I think I really started doing it last year sometime.
Wow, how many do you have a set number of pages you do per day or
What is that?
Hold it up closer.
Hold it up closer. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
that's awesome.
Sweet.
Look at
Like
that.
from here, that kind of looks like a manga stub. I can't really tell.
It's not really.
Sorta.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not
I
really
mean-
manga, but it's. I love the open eyes.
Thanks.
Yeah.
The
Like
zero
Tintin
eyes are
or-
awesome. Yeah,
I would
Similar for
categorize
Andy,
that as kind of whimsy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
very much so. Yeah.
I didn't know you did digital art. I didn't know you. I always assumed that yours is, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, getting the iPad really it was a game changer, and so I was able to. I think that's what kind of shifted or it helped me figure out how I wanted to do this iNDIE comic.
Yeah, that Apple Pencil's amazing, isn't it?
Mhm.
Anybody?
Apple Pencil?
Well, let me ask you this. Earlier on in the show, you know, Randy was talking about like way back in the day of the dinosaurs, you know, when you went to Comic Cons and people were like dragging their, you know, their girlfriends there. You had like maybe one geek girl that was truly into it. And then you had like your booth babes and your cosplay babes. You know, as a female, what was it that got you interested in this medium? Because to me, it's still a foreign thing to see girls really liking this stuff, you know.
Mhm.
So I always like to pick their brains and say, you know, what was it that first grabbed you? What was it that first inspired you? What made you want to draw? What made you pick up a comic book, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know I was going to be doing comics. I knew I wanted to do, like, I think illustration of some sort, and
None of us know we're going to do comics for you.
We kind of got stuck here.
I knew.
no one wants to be here.
I did.
Okay. But so it was and I kind of picked up comics now and then when I was a kid. Like Green Brain Comics and the Pack Shack.
Mhm.
I would go to those, and I went to those I think because my brother was into Pokemon, and so that's originally what got me into a comic shop. And
Green Brain's
So-
a comic store.
yeah, and but let's see, I did a children's book with somebody, and she had the idea to do a comic, and I thought, well, if she's going to do one with me, I want to do my own, and then we started doing the shows together, and then I guess it's just grown since then, and so
So
kinda
it was a
fell
very
into it.
organic way to get into comics versus
Yeah,
a personal passion driven thing that's, you know, eating at you since you were like 10 or something.
right. So I didn't know comics in particular. I know drawing. Like I really like drawing and telling stories with drawings. So
Excellent.
hmm
Wow.
That
So
was a
you've been doing comics seriously for how many years?
I think 8 maybe.
Wow, 8.
Is
No
it
kidding.
8? Maybe.
And then only see, I remember seeing you even around before, like you did a comic. Were you at that first snap that Green Brain did Remember they did their own convention? It's called Snap. I know. I don't think.
I don't know.
I'm not sure if you. I know you didn't set up because neither did I. But I remember going there and being. Matter of fact, I left the Snap poster in my old bedroom still on the wall. Whoever bought that house is gonna. I got some explaining to do. If you ever, I got some explaining to do.
Don't look behind it. Do not take that poster off the wall, no matter what you do.
Some real big explaining to do. Yeah, I'm sorry.
He was really into that poster.
Yeah, there was posters and there was I think whoever bought my old house is going to be freaked out when they go in the basement because I got a credit card, my first credit card, and it was like $500, and I remember like money burns a holding pocket. So the first thing you do is you go out there and you start buying stuff. But I remember going online.
They still have the police tape around that house, don't they, Varian? Once they remove that.
I remember going online and it said sale, and it was all these sales and clicking around the web as one does in 2000. And I came across for ridiculously cheap, a Chasey Lane.
Chasey Lane, okay.
Chasey Lane dial. And I said, "Oh my goodness, it's only $75 at closeout."
Oh no!
And so I purchased the Chasey Lane dial. And did you ever see that? I was showing you.
Does anybody amongst our 6 people here do not know who Chasey Lane is?
I have no idea.
She was an adult star.
Adult film actor.
Adult film star. Yeah.
The moral of the story is that he ended up taking that doll and bricking it up in the basement. And he's so worried that one of these days somebody's going to come down. It'll be a real cask of
my God,
Amontillado
type
situation when they tear out that wall and
for
see.
God's sake, Montessori. For God's sake.
No, what's funny is that she broke because she was a balloon, so she her body was a balloon, and she bust, and so I didn't use it.
I think you need to
She
stop
busted
right
from
here.
overuse.
Well,
Yeah, this might be a story you're going to regret telling later.
Okay, but listen, a friend of mine was making a movie, so we cut its head off to use as a prop for the movie, and it has her the tongue does like this.
The story ain't getting any better.
And so somebody's gonna find that head one day.
The story is decaying greatly.
It had red hair though, Scott. You like
What
that?
the heck is this? It kind of looks like Chasey Lane. Holy crap.
Since you used your tongue in that story, Varian, we're not going to get any sleep tonight. Not a one of us is going to get a wink. Thank you very much.
Speaking of not getting any sleep tonight, if you want to pick up that plaque on Eric's wall, Lola sent it to me.
Oh, there it is. Oh, cool. 179. That's not too
179.40.
I could save up my pennies for that.
It's good and used.
Has anybody seen the price of webcams lately?
Oh yeah. Well, my webcam's about $100. It's a Logitech 922C.
Yeah.
It's a nice little webcam. Eric was talking about his gear, man. I just bought this new mic. This is a Yeti Blackout. You talked about the Stream Deck, man. Eric, that is the best friggin' device I've ever bought in my life, brother.
Yeah, I'm just barely scratching the surface of what I can do with it.
Oh, no kidding, man. Me too. Mostly for me, it's been a soundboard right now, and maybe switch through some transitions. But yeah, I got this one here. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's the 15 key one, and you can put folders and folders and folders, right? Yeah, that thing is awesome. And then this is the Elgato green screen, so this just rolls down and rolls up, right? It's beautiful.
You realize, Larry, that people are going to start putting all kinds of weird stuff behind you and take advantage of that green screen.
Dude, I put all kinds of weird stuff behind me. It's okay.
My setup is this little pinhole camera and a mic in my Mac screen. That's all I got to work with. So, and speaking of shopping gear, and I broke the COVID-19 quarantine the other day. I was shopping around for video cameras. Yeah, I saw the prices of it lately. What are you nuts? Not us we're going out. We're craft here.
This is what happens when you start telling these kind of stories, Varian. Shadow 027 says, "Tell me more about this balloon woman."
She was awesome. I mean,
she was awesome.
No, she wasn't. Don't talk anymore about porn stars. This is no good.
It wasn't a porn star. It was a blow up.
You're going to scare off Emily.
Oh, Emily hang around Comic Cons. If she's
Emily, I'm talking about me. I can't stand this. I mean,
well, if anybody wants to see how freakish thing look, that was actually his actual face right there.
oh God! Oh my
That was
God! Oh my!
Trico says Emily has a lot of comics under her belt. I'm proud to say I own a copy of all of them.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, Emily's always, and the cool thing about Emily's work too is that she's like a chameleon when it comes to art. Like there's some pieces that she's done, like that the history stuff she's doing right now. That's not something that I'm used to seeing her do.
Yeah.
So that you pick the book up and you're like, Emily drew this? She's been holding out on us. And so I'm excited to see how that book is going to come out.
Yeah, same here.
I really do want to get a copy of that when it comes out. Emily.
Thank you.
We'll buy it from Emily, not from Trico. Buy it from Emily.
No. We don't want nothing to do with Trico.
It's not a porn, it's a dog. That's right, Shadow Zero.
Over entertainment. And no denial there. No sugarcoating something. No.
Do you guys?
I have another question. This is for Larry.
Oh,
Larry,
damn.
before I came on, you said something in the feed off to the side here about comic book artists, comic book creators get paid.
Do they?
And I am not real familiar with that phrase. So
Yeah, me either.
expand on that, or is that just wishful thinking in your part?
Well, no, actually, I know they get paid because I paid out a truckload of money. You know what I mean? So someone got paid.
Paid by comic book artists. Is that the difference?
Yeah. I mean, I think for me to put out an issue in Niobe is at least a $3,000 U.S. endeavor. At least bare minimum, just to, for cover and interior and colors, and that's on the cheap end.
Is that minus the support you get through crowdfunding?
Crowdfunding just covers what I paid, right? So I pay everything. Like Varian had talked about, like how he pays everything up front, and if the comic sells, cool. If it doesn't, okay, that's his risk, right? I'm the same way. I pay everything up front, and then if I get any sort of profit back from the Kickstarter, that just kind of pays me back of what I put into it myself.
Awesome.
Jason McCormick. Hi, Jason. How's it going?
Jason McCormick, hello from Japan.
Hanging out in Japan.
See you all together.
Yeah.
Woo!
Hey.
Jason, I published one of Jason's books. As a matter of fact, Jason may have the distinction of being the only person whose book I've ever published that I've never had to kill afterwards.
Oh, wow. What is it varying with you and all this bad luck, dude? Man?
What is that?
He's a drama magnet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Like the last few days, I've been watching Varian's like Facebook stream. He's like, I'm not going to hold back anymore. I'm going to tell it like it is. Like he's all pissed off and shit.
When has he ever held back? I don't understand that.
Well, no, because there are people. I just talked about one individual who reached out to me after 2 years now and accused me of stealing his comic, and I haven't printed his comic since 2017. And I
wouldn't say that I accused you. I would say that somebody else.
And I'm like, dude, I didn't steal your comic. I don't know what you're talking about. Here's the receipts. Look, I didn't take your book. What are you talking about? And, just after 2 years, just wanting to create some drama. I don't get it. But I think the industry is full of people that, again, some just want quick money. They get upset. I mean, there were people who, when I first got in this industry, I told you guys I did it completely wrong. It was Eric's fault. And I got people involved, and these people, they stole equipment from me, stole books, paper, pencils. I was a fool. Plus, I had a dumbass $800 a month overhead, because I had to have an office. Yeah, that was a bullpen. I had to have an office.
Now, to clarify this, I just gave this young man the advice of, if you want to get in comics, make a comic book. That's all I said.
Yeah.
That's all I said.
Right?
Well, mission creep is a thing, right? Mission creep is an actual. And but I had people working for me, and and it really bit me in the ass. But what's funny is this: a lot of those people back then thought, oh, well, Varian's hiding all the money. He's hiding all the money. And now they found out that I wasn't hiding all the money. There was no money to hide.
They were accusing you of being like Paul Heyman.
And they're like, yeah, he's keeping hundreds of thousands of dollars. And it's like, no, I'm not, guys. I'm running out of you guys are stealing boards from me. And
Randy, you do those graphics.
But
What?
Randy's like a 7-year-old when it comes to the graphics. He's like, ooh. But no, I mean, really, we had people. I had people, and now they're not there anymore. They're not in the industry. They thought I was stealing money or holding money, so they made their own thing, and they sat down at those tables and they spent $600-700, at a show, and now they're finding that, oh, I can't make any money. What am I gonna do? Oh, well, screw the industry, screw comics. I'm out of here.
I mean, asked you. Could have asked any of us.
Eric, you've seen it. I'm sure you've seen
yeah.
people. Oh, he's keeping money off him. I'm going to start my own company, and they're there for like 3 or 4 years. You might see him, and then, I'm taking a year off.
No,
and then you never see him again.
Now, Emily, I want you to know that view that Varian posted of that studio that looks all clean and neat, and not cluttered and all that. That is not the usual look. I mean, again, you've got the standard by which we all rate the rest of our studios, and they're usually not that clean. So.
The only reason that bullpen looked like that, was because of that woman sitting right there. Lola can tell you.
He has no idea who she was.
No.
She kept a clean room.
She was there when we moved in. I don't know.
My mother would come down to that office, and oh boy, would she clean all day. She didn't allow pop cans to sit around. It was horrible. But Emily, I have a question for you. I moved that office from Southfield to downtown Detroit. The pictures I show were the ones from downtown Detroit. That building was called the Globe Building. It is still there today. Still an office building. But behind the building was a strip club called is that Bazooki's? Bazooki's. And a lot of the girls got upset.
Home of Bazooki Joe.
A lot of the girls got upset with me, the female artists that worked there, because they said, look, I don't like, even though we're like right in Greektown, like it's on 4th Street and Brush. Anybody who's familiar with Detroit, downtown area, 4th Street and Brush, you have a Greektown area, there's a casino, a couple other things down there. But some of the girls were upset about how close we were to a strip club. And it wasn't that we can hear the music or anything, but we shared a parking lot, a paid parking lot with the club, the law office building did. And there were 2 other parking lots as well. And I remember one of the girls expressing some concern about that. She said, I don't like the fact that we share a parking lot with a strip club. She was really upset. That's kind of how I felt too. But would that have bothered you? Would that have bothered you, Emily, at all?
She didn't like all the damn glitter getting on her artwork.
Pull up your big boy pants if you want to be in comics, man. Come on.
Would that have bothered you at all, Emily?
I don't think so, unless like there was a general weird atmosphere to the parking lot, like weird people hanging out in it. But I don't know.
Shadows. No, the blow dial didn't work there. She was long gone by the time that came about. But
look, the only problem with that I would have, Varian, is that you would never see me because I'd be next door looking for the next Niobe cosplay model. You know what I mean? Drunk.
Where's Larry at?
What was that last comment? Brought that back up. What did that say?
Jason says it's good to see all 3 of my role models together. Hey, Scott, Varian, and Randy.
Oh my God, we're role models. Oh my God.
I wouldn't have.
Didn't say which role.
Yeah.
Jason, you've really got to look for better role models. I just got to tell you. I mean, we're all right for a certain level, but if you want to keep out of jail, you don't need better.
I did get worried about that though. I was worried about having all the parking lot there because I didn't put the building there obviously, but some of the girls were worried about that. Only 2 of them really ever expressed some concern. The other ones though were totally fine with it. They would come down. I had one girl. She spent the night in the office one time drawing because we would end up working there pretty late.
I wonder even if a strip club parking lot might have more security than just because they know something weird might happen.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Actually, they would have liked that.
Yeah. And we never had the girls like the booth girls around there dressing in their booth girl stuff ever. Eric, and it's a shame too because there are some people that came down to the office at that point Eric would have liked the atmosphere we had down there because it was, was really cool. I think it was laid back, but we did have some people there that probably weren't the best employees. Shadow Zero says Emily is my role model.
There you go. Now we're talking about a role model.
Yeah. She's probably she's the least problematic of us. You won't pull up any you won't buy her old house and find
no, or find posters you don't dare take down.
Right.
Yeah. Emily, I'm really impressed by those pages. The page you showed us. Now, I want to talk just a little bit of shop talk here for just a second. You said that can you finish a certain amount of pages per day, or is this just, what's your working schedule like?
I try to be consistent, and let me think. I want to say I sat down and I sat down at it 3 times, maybe 15 hours so far, maybe.
For those who can't see it, it's an incredibly beautiful pencil toned dragon.
But before I do this part too, there's like I do sketches and then I do a tone study. So that's like another couple hours.
Okay,
is that pencil tone or is that ink wash?
Charcoal.
That's not a page of your comic.
That I'm trying to think of. I guess I'm trying to come up with processes to nail them out faster.
Okay, but what do you? How do you? What is it like so far? What is it like now? What is your modus operandi, so to speak? What is your output right now for your comic pages?
If I'm having like a good week, let's see. Geez, I can draw like 8 on the first day, just drawing them, and then I think I work on trying inking them the next 4 days.
8.
And it's 8, and if I'm like at it.
You pencil 8 pages in a day?
Well, I'll show you. My pencils are loose.
No, I just want to repeat that. Make sure I heard it.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
You just blew his mind,
That's amazing. 8 pages in a day. That's amazing.
Well, it's penciling, but it's not like it's just light penciling, and then like the inking, because I know what I want to ink over it. The pencilings can be like almost a little more than a stick figure.
But you can then you can ink those same 8 pages in about 4 days.
I'm trying. I sometimes that's if I'm like really disciplined and I'm on it.
Okay, Larry's right. You have blown what little mind I have. Because do you know how many comic artists out there would kill to be able to do even close to that? Most comic guys do maybe 1, maybe 2 if they're really good.
Lucky. Yeah.
Like a week or a
day?
A day.
Person I live with.
Oh no, I don't ink 8 a day. I'll draw the 8 like on Monday, and then I'll spend the 4 days inking them.
Oh, I know, but
by the end of the week.
Just penciling those 8 pages in a day and then inking them in the next 4 days. That's 8 full pages in a week.
Yeah, basically you've done like 2 to 3 weeks worth of work for most people.
Oh yeah, easily.
Well, I'm glad that I'm struggling with it now.
Well, no,
it's a challenge. I try to reach it.
Well, I'm sure it is, but even coming close to that, I mean, I know guys that struggle just to get 3 or 4 pages done in a week, and that's just amazing.
I know a guy that struggles to get 1 page out in a week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right there.
1 page out in a year.
No doubt.
Well, some people just hate drawing sequential art. They'll sit there and bang off single images all day, but as soon as it comes to drawing pages and art and scenes that they don't want to do, some people really drag their feet on that.
It's completely different. It's almost a completely different skill set. A lot of artists, like you said, are just pinups. But when you come down to the sequential, you're talking about actual storytelling. You've got to get things going from panel 1 to panel 2 to panel 3, and you've got to keep the reader engaged. Show, don't tell. Pick out your keys. It's like storyboarding for the movies. You're picking your key scenes and trying to frame them up. It's a whole different type of tool set. Mentally.
Shadow Zero says she finished Old Man Dog and the Ocean in a month.
Was that a comic you did, Emma?
Yeah, it was a one shot. I can't remember how long it was though.
And how many pages of Old Man and the Dog?
That's not me. You take that off right now.
I want to say 24, but I'm not sure.
I didn't say that
So-
at all.
Wow. No. See, no. This to me is fascinating. The fact that you can work that quickly or that much work within that span of time is because for me the biggest problem is always trying to picture and visualize what I want to draw before I start drawing. Now, once I've got it visualized, the drawing actually goes pretty quickly.
Mhm.
But in that respect, do you ever have problems visualizing or picturing what it is you want to draw on a comic page? Or does that just pop in your head and you just draw it right out?
If this answers your questions, let's see. When I'm writing the story, I kind of already see it in my head. And so I write the story all out and I make sure that's all finished. And then I kind of chunk out what I think should go on each page. And then as I'm doing that, I do like stick figures, just a half piece of paper, and I scribble on like what each panel might be. Yeah. And then, so I kind of like in my head, because I wrote the story particularly, I kind of see it already playing out. So I do the stick figures and then I do the drawings that are just kind of like a little more finished of the stick figures. And then I do the inking, which is even more finished than the drawings, if that makes sense.
It does. And so the idea of working that way, you get a really clear visual cue in your head as to what you want to draw.
Right.
Long way to end up drawing.
And I know that Emily and Randy and Eric have kind of they all go back between traditional and digital. Have you found that affects your speed at all?
Yes. The digital is so much easier and faster, and if I want to go back and change something, it's so much easier. And,
so there's a chance.
It's really nice.
Yep. There's a chance, Emily, you would be even faster if you just did digital only. Then you'd be even faster.
Yeah. Well, I am doing iNDIE on the iPad now, so it is digital.
Now, the digital format, I can see where it obviously makes it easier to change things as you go. But does it actually help increase the speed of your initial drawing, you think?
I think it, I don't know, my drawing speed.
So
it might, because the pen, all the tools are right there, so I don't have to like look for things. Everything is going to work consistently. My pen's not going to dry up. And then also, I think I feel a little more confidence on the iPad too, because if I mess up the stroke, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So maybe it is a little faster because I'm more bold, more brave with it.
It relieves you of the anxiety of making physical marks that are harder to get rid of or change.
Right.
It says up to be more confident to begin with.
Eric, have you realized that too with yours? Is it?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's one of the things for me, because I have this creepy disease called scleroderma. Going digital helped me overcome the shakiness in my hands and gave me back a confidence to progress and develop more. And it's actually helped me become better at doing it because of that, because of the confidence, because of the tool set being able to help. Because we're all our own worst critics. None of us like to make an ugly mark, and when we do, it sticks out like a sore thumb, and we're just like, can't.
I disagree. I love making ugly marks.
And it's just it's one of those things that it's definitely fueled me and made it easier for me to put out work at a consistent basis as well.
How about you, Randy? You do a lot of digital these days, right?
I'm practically all digital. I swore I was only going to use it for commercial work, and now I use it for everything.
Really? And what difference has it made for you?
Oh, it's tremendous difference. It loads right in super fast. I draw and ink and color all in Photoshop, and it's done. Boom.
And does that affect?
I can do a good spot illustration depending upon how exactly rough it is for between 15 minutes to a half an hour.
No kidding.
No kidding.
And that's faster than you used to do by hand.
Oh, much faster. Yeah.
Really?
Yep. I can just blow right through it.
Scott sounds like he's eyeing an Apple II on eBay.
Shush, Eric! Don't you talk that way. That's blasphemy.
Because like right now, I've got. I'm working on this. This is a sign for the trail. I just finished coloring this today.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was
Very
able to
nice.
go through and do all of the colors on this in one day.
No kidding.
You know, using Photoshop, and that was a leisure day. You know, ever since
No
the
kidding.
things changed. Ever since the everybody had to stay at home orders,
Yeah.
we've really been
Now-
taking our time doing stuff. So
Now, this coloring that you did, what I'm looking at, was that accomplished with like a Wacom pen, or is this mouse click and point?
yeah, it's Wacom pen.
Okay. And you find, and that is easier than even a mouse click and point?
Much.
Really?
So much easier. Yeah, I had a small Wacom to start with, and I've got a big Cintiq board now that I work off of,
Wow.
and it's just so much easier.
You guys are killing me here. I'm thinking too much. I gotta have my paper and my pencil. Hang on, it's right over here somewhere. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I gotta sharpen wood and I gotta scratch paper and I gotta erase and oh my God.
I still really do like working traditionally. So I do like Trico's project is charcoal, and if I do illustrative work, I might switch back to traditional.
Yeah.
So
Oh, did you do that for Trico?
yeah, this is
Okay.
the book.
I got Vasta Couple. I do have it. I think I had it bagged and boarded. It was behind me. I may have bagged and boarded it since over there, but I do have that. But I do have one of Scott's early books.
Oh my God.
Number
Oh my
2,
God. August.
Scott Rosema's August.
August, the superhero of the cosmos.
I got his August book. That looks like newsprint. It is. Mm-hmm.
Well, it is. Oh, that was an early Aero Comics. Hey, wait. Before you put that down, I will say this. I feel, look at the especially the back cover. Okay, now anybody can see that?
Mm-hmm.
That was a pinup that was done of August and Estrella and other characters in the book. And I was lucky enough, I got to know a guy named Gary Barker, who his claim to fame, he did that drawing, great drawing. Mm-hmm. But his claim to fame is he's made a career out of being a studio artist for Jim Davis on Garfield.
Yeah.
And that drawing there of my character August is, and he spends his days every day doing Garfield artwork, literally aping Jim Davis on his, hired by him to do it. Mm-hmm. So when I saw his work at a convention, and I saw that he wasn't just a Garfield-esque artist, I went bonkers. I just, oh my God, you've got to do a pinup for me and all this. And we arranged it. So that's just amazing to me to see the level of talent that you can find.
Yeah.
That you initially see their work and you have no idea how incredibly talented they are in other fields.
Yeah.
That was one of those really rare times where I felt so lucky I found it and we talked and hit it off and everything.
Yeah.
And that was amazing.
I also have another book here. It's a rare one. That's Randy's
moldy
book. Yeah.
With all of I've read this book a couple times too. It's Randy's history, some of his history, very short, brief history in comics.
History of 3 properties that I had that almost got printed or almost got printed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pat Kawada says,
"Great collection."
Emily. Everyone. Then Hey All. See, we get Hey All, but I think I had this back. I don't think
an interesting person's on.
Do you know Pat?
Oh, shoot.
Oh wow! What's this? Wait! What's that?
This is
my last issue of Melby Comics I published.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks awesome.
Yeah. I got this one of Eric's books. Not newsprint. Looks like it was newsprint, but yeah, it's black and white inside.
Zombies. What was that, Eric?
That was back circa 2006, 2007, I think.
Oh, no kidding.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if that was all. Eric, are you the only artist in there, or were there others?
Yep, pretty much all me there.
Wow, very nice.
And there were some cards too. It looks like with it. Yeah. And very early picture, early Eric. There. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Oh yeah.
That's table.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
I found that. Yeah, boy. See, I got all this is behind me. So you guys remember when you're talking smack about me, I can just reach behind here and just pick up some old art and
we don't talk smack about you, Arian, in front of you.
Pat Kawada says Emily worked on the anthology. She gets special treatment. That's right. You got the upcoming Game Over anthology.
Excellent. Emily, give us a little scoop on this Pat person. How do you know him or her?
I met him at Cherry Capital Comic Con.
Oh, great show.
Yes. And then I
Yeah, Pat helps run that show, right?
Yep.
believe so.
Oh, awesome. Wonderful show there.
Yeah, another show that's unfortunately been postponed, but I look forward to getting back up there. I know that it's been rough for everybody, so
Keep meaning to get there.
yeah, and Emily's in that book. A couple other artists too, are artists and writers that I know are in there. I wasn't asked, but that's what Game Over 2.
Emily, that's where I probably saw you. Was up at Cherry Capital.
Could have been, yeah.
I bet you.
Yeah.
Betcha. I've done what, 4 of those shows, I think. It's a great run out there.
You usually up over there. You're usually they're taking up space in that left hand corner over there.
I always remember that was one of Dave's favorite shows. He always raved about it.
I like Cherry Capital Con, especially I like the after party on Friday night. Lola doesn't like me to go to the after party on Friday night, but
Eric, Dave who?
Dave Music.
Oh, Dave, yeah. Gosh, for those who don't know, he just passed away a couple months back or something.
It's been a few weeks. Yeah.
Oh,
What's our radio number?
radio number right now is, and I want to thank everybody for listening in. Radio number right now, Indie Vote Radio. You got to stay with us a little bit longer than usual too. Right now we are at 14,602.
14,000.
14,000.
Welcome everybody.
We appreciate each and every
14,602.
one of you.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. That's not our highest yet though. Not our highest because I seem like we had higher than that last week. I'm pretty sure
We were in the 14s, almost 15 last week. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're I mean, it's funny we're getting so I had 14,000 last week listeners. So but I'm not gonna keep everybody too much longer, guys. Tell everybody where they can find you. We will start with Emily first, and then we'll go across. We'll go we'll go Emily, Larry, Scott, Eric.
Yep.
Okay, so gotta cut my phone number out of this.
Okay.
I gotta follow Larry. Really? Do I gotta do that? Is that?
Yeah.
Can I buy a better space than that? Lord, fine. Nothing against you, Larry.
All right.
I don't even know what's going on. I was looking at something else.
Not even paying attention. He's not even paying attention.
Emily, where can we find you?
There we go.
Is that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm Emily Zelasko Art.
Mm-hmm.
That's my. It's a little blurry, but EmilyZelaskoArt.com is my website, and then Emily Zelasko Art on Facebook and Instagram, and just Emily Zelasko on Twitter. So.
Oh,
Awesome.
Emily, next time, can you put that on a smaller piece of paper, darling?
I grabbed a business card and cut it up.
looks like you printed on a Chinese fortune. I mean, what?
Yeah, and they can find you there, and they can also commission some art for you there too, right?
Right. Yep.
Right. Cool.
And you do live streams on Facebook every 2 o'clock,
Yeah.
3 o'clock?
Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 is
7
what
to
I'm
8.
doing them. Yeah.
7
That's Eastern Standard Time.
Right.
For those of you around the world, Emily does some awesome live streams, some great cartoon work.
And I'm taking requests and trying to make it a fun, interactive time.
And then 7 to 8 p.m., right?
Yep.
Okay.
Eastern Standard Time.
We may have to try to get Emily on Friday for our art panel. Try to diversify a little bit in there.
Are you busy now taking requests on that show, or how busy are you?
Yeah, it's not busy. Some people come in and
It's just
taking
informal
requests.
drawing live stream.
Yeah.
It's awesome. You should
Varian,
check it out.
can we post some links before we go?
Sure, I can put them in. I can put them in the bottom of the description. But yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Okay, Emily, you're about to be inundated by a bunch of weirdos. So
Yeah.
hurt yourself, my dear.
I like the challenge. So.
And Larry, where can they find you at, sir?
Who cares?
You tell them, Scott.
He's not listening anyway. What is?
Like he's printing out all those orders he got to ship. He's probably looking.
No, actually, I was reading the requirements to be part of Ben Dunn's creative comic book indie thing.
Oh, Ben Dunn, is he still doing stuff?
Yeah. He's trying to get like a bunch of indie creators together and join them on a comic for like crowdfunding.
It's all been done. It's all
So
been
like the Rags
done.
team is part of it. The Punchline team is part of it. Yeah, I've been reading Ninja High School. Probably is one of my first comic books ever, like that and Gold Digger from like way back in the day.
Wow.
Way back
So
in the day.
I'm trying to figure out how I can sneak Niobe into this opportunity or offer.
Awesome. I did the Ninja High School logo for Malibu when they had the rights to it.
Yeah, I remember Malibu Comics, man.
Yeah.
But as far as finding me, Twitter Niobe Comic, Facebook Niobe Comic, Instagram Niobe Comic, YouTube Rebel Comics and Gaming. Like Varian said, I'm just in the middle of doing packages and fulfillment, get those all out to all my backers. Then we're going to do an Indiegogo campaign for the very same book with a different cover. And then in like early summer, we'll do Niobe Birthright Part 2, the actual Kickstarter. And we got covers already from CB Zane, Paul Green, Luigi Terrell, I think his last name is. He's the artist that does rags for Brian Ball. And then I'm part of Sailor Ragowski, the Rags crossover that's going to have me. I think Tim Lim's involved. I think Matt Walden's involved. Like a bunch of other cats from Antarctic Press are all involved in this crossover event that's going to be on Brian Ball's Patreon. And then I'm having a very special Niobe cover being done by the Rags team, which is going to feature Regina from Rags and Niobe back to back, ready to fight whatever enemies are coming next. And I already showed Varian, I think, a sneak peek of that. All that's coming down the pipeline, man.
Cool. And Mr. Roseman, where can they find you at, sir?
Well, I'm still hanging out on my Facebook page, doing the occasional live little broadcasting as just putting out various and sundry thoughts and meanderings. And I invite people to sign on and comment, and I comment back and such. But minus all of these shows that we're not going to anymore, I'm just still hanging in my basement, doing my stuff in the studio. Just finished a nice big project yesterday, and I'm working on another one now. And I have some special business cards I'm printing on Band-Aid wrappers that I don't want to show you up, Emily, but mine are huge compared to what you put up. I'm just always going to be available here online somewhere, usually on my Facebook page. So if anybody wants to get hold of me, just go to Scott Rhodes on Facebook.
Cool. And then
message and what have you.
And then we got Mr. Dreaded Dinosaur. I'm gonna put your screen up too, Eric.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't get a screen like that.
Oh, you didn't share.
Yeah, you have it prepped and ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're prepared. I can't believe it. That's another.
I am the Dreaded Dinosaur Man, and I have Dinosaur Man launching this fall on Indiegogo as a print comic. You can read him on the Webtoon. Just get the Webtoon app on your phone or go to webtoon.com and search for Dreaded Dinosaur Man. Read the first couple of chapters. New chapters will be dropping shortly. And you can go to erichodson.com. This is my website, my infamous wrestling art, my anime art. And there's also a way to buy some prints from me.
Awesome.
And I am taking commissions, and my DMs are open.
I need Niobe anime art. I should message you.
That sounds like a fun plan.
Right?
When you said Dinosaur Man, I thought Barry was making fun of you, like you do the old guy stuff like Randy and I. I thought maybe it was
No. Very
Sure, man.
very serious comic book coming out in the late fall.
I'm sure your comics were done back when we.
Oh, I got something to ask Randy about when we're off air. I can't ask him on air.
But anyway, to finish up my
who I am and where I am.
Well, let's see. At Dreaded Dinosaur Man on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I think I have a Twitch channel still. You can find me with Facebook for that too, for my Facebook page. All over the place, but
it does. It looks awesome.
Check it out. Thank you very much.
Your bubble-headed villain there. It looks a lot like Randy. Remember Jack Snyder's?
Kung Lee.
Remember Jack Snyder's Max
Velocity, yeah.
Yeah, he had villains like apes and bubble helmets too.
Yeah. This is my take on the robot monster from an old B sci-fi movie.
I love it.
Yeah.
Who's the anime-looking character?
That's Chung Lee.
Oh, okay.
From Street Fighter.
Oh, gotcha. And those are the commissions you'll do?
Yeah.
One of my waifus.
One of my art. Yep.
Excellent.
And then next we have Lola. Where can they find you, Lola?
Everyone can find me every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. on Indie Vault Live and every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. on Geekgasm. So tomorrow, you guys can see me.
I'm going to try and make it on there, darling. I'll do it. join your little free for all there.
You better come on, Scott. I tried to get you on last week and you didn't show.
I don't. I'm bringing another one of these, so I understand.
There you go.
He had his head in the
Sounds like a threat.
And of course, Mr. Randy Zimmerman.
Yeah, hey everybody. You can find me on email address been there the whole time. randyjzim@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook. I Twitter every once in a while, and of course there's the Zim Geek channel on YouTube. That's Zim Geek, ZIMMGEEK. I always swear there'll be new content up there shortly. So sooner or later that'll come true.
There's one other place I'm going to be. I think Larry's going to probably hire me to help package up comics. So I'll probably be in Larry's kitchen.
There we go.
Of course,
we have an old-fashioned Canadian kitchen party. You're all welcome to come by.
Awesome.
If you want to get your question on Indie Vote Radio so we can make fun of you, or Indie Vote, or not Indie Vote Radio, but Indie Vote Live, you can do so by emailing us over at indievotelive@indievote.com. Please include Indie Vote Live in the subject field and keep those emails to 90 words or less. Maybe, just maybe, we'll read them on the air. Also, you heard us talking about those numbers. I want to thank everyone who's listening right now. We actually jumped up 17,100.
Oh my goodness, that's a new record.
Yeah.
Okay, who's the top country? Who's
right now?
Appreciate
Germany.
Each and every one of you.
Germany.
Germany is top country right now listening in.
They have very good beer there.
Yeah. We want to
scare people away.
Want to thank you guys. If you want to join that massive number, you can. You can listen to Indie Vote Radio online. It's really easy. You can take us with you wherever you go. Indie Vote Radio is the perfect companion to our official website, indievote.com. Indie Vote Radio plays the best in indie music, entertainment, news, and more 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Hear music from talent like Chemical, Park Squares, and Alleys, and Dimswan. Download the Indie Vote Radio app on Android's Google Play Store, or listen in with the streaming app on iOS. You can also check out Indie Vote Radio by visiting our official site, indievote.com, and utilizing the built-in player right there on the front page. And because we know that everyone's stuck in the house, it's really easy to go kind of crazy. So just check out IndieVote TV. IndieVote TV is an over-the-top streaming network available on Roku and coming very soon to Amazon Fire Stick and more. Stream independent movies, music videos, wrestling, original documentaries, and more on IndieVote TV. And did I mention that it's free? Find IndieVote TV by searching the channel store on your Roku device or Roku-enabled television. Randy and myself will be coming back at you once again Thursday
morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, for the Breakfast Buzz.
That's right. We'll be back with you. And then, of course, I'm pretty sure I'll be roped into doing Geekgasm at some point tomorrow. I try to stay off that show, but
and you might
this never seems to happen.
Yeah, I keep getting pulled back in. We want to thank everybody for watching. Remember, please wash your hands. Keep yourself safe. Practice social distancing.
Don't touch your face. Don't touch your face.
Yeah, don't touch your face.
And before we go, if you're listening to us on Indie Volt Radio, we sincerely ask you, all 17,000 of you great listeners, take a second, jump over to YouTube if you can, look up the Indie Volt channel, INDIEVOLT, and subscribe, because it's so important. We don't have enough subscribers. We've got a ton of listeners, but we don't have any subscribers on YouTube. And once you subscribe on YouTube, once we get enough of those, we can monetize. And once we do that, we can start taking super chats, and there's all sorts of other fun things that we want to do on this channel. But it's very important that you jump over there and subscribe. You don't have to listen to us from YouTube. Lord knows.
We just want the numbers.
We don't want to look at us either, but we want you up there as a subscriber, just so we can show YouTube just how many of you great listeners there are out there. We appreciate each and every one of you.
YouTube requires 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 minutes of watch time to get monetized, and that's just to earn ads, let alone get your super chats and stuff.
We're way past the watch time. We just need to we just need those subscribers. We need them real bad, folks. So jump over there and subscribe, please.
We invite you all, please. We love you all. Come on over.
We appreciate you all. Yes.
We will see you guys next week. We'll see you guys later this week. And until then, we'll be back with Indie Vote Live next week at 9 p.m. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy. We will see you all very shortly. We'll keep making comics as long as you keep reading them.
Thanks for being here. Take care.